This is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby.
Oh, we're rolling.
Now, I want to start this podcast, Howie.
I do.
With
So do
an
I.
apology.
Me too.
I want to apologize for Brendan's pants, and I think that's appropriate.
No,
You know what? I love
Right.
a lot of people wear sweatpants. You wear sweater pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are knit pants.
Yes.
First of all, why do you
Fancy.
want knitted
fucking
wool
thick.
around your nuts?
Why not? What should I be in? Black,
I
fellas?
don't know, dude. Like,
you
No, it's not the color.
You guys just wake up today and went, you know what? Fuck it.
But wait,
No, but why? Where did you see
he's
them?
wearing a jumpsuit, which is very Dave Chappelle.
I'm wearing
That's not a jumpsuit.
What is
You
that
don't know
called?
fashion.
No, I'm wearing my own merch. Look
Oh.
at me trying to sell
Which is
shit.
dope. His outfit's actually pretty
Stuff.
lit. I was
And I'm
checking
wearing
out the fit when
pants.
he walked in. No, he looks cool.
It's a jacket.
Dolce shoes.
You can't tell these aren't attached?
I thought they were. I'm sorry. We were in the other room. It's a little dark. My bad.
I didn't know you were giving me the once over. This is not. This
took
is
you
not
in.
attached. Though my undershirt and my underpants are attached.
And you dress yourself or a stylist?
Like a onesie.
So you're wearing a
Did a-
leotard.
Did a stylist put that
It's a
together?
onesie. You do that. It's like a dance. What? A stylist did
Yeah.
this? No. You think I hired a stylist to be on your fucking podcast?
Yeah, dude. Welcome to Big
going
League.
I'm going on the Fighter and the Kid. Get me something to wear.
I mean, you look pretty good, man.
and I
but-
usually don't. Wherever you've
No,
seen me.
I'm saying you
No,
look
you always
very
look good.
I know.
Congratulations. Now,
Thank you.
you
Thank
thought you could outrun Brendan, which is adorable.
Well, so
That's
so
adorable.
you were saying you were trying to just to fill in your listener and
Yes.
your viewer.
Yeah.
That before you were asking Brendan how long it would take him to fucking kill us,
Both of us
So
with his bare
aggressive.
hands.
both of us with his bare hands.
And he said as long as it would take you to run to that door.
Now, to be clear, we were having a nice conversation about JFL and other stuff, and then you just come in.
Well,
and, "Hey,
because
can you
your
kill us?"
death match.
pants almost threw me into a seizure. And the only chance we'd have, I think, if we fought Brendan,
You can't
is-
run in woolen pants.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It might overheat.
You'd be surprised.
You might overheat. in
You'd be
those pants.
surprised. Dude.
Really,
Yeah, there's.
But I think I can outrun you.
really.
Howie? Howie?
We can race after this, Howard.
I will race you.
Okay.
I'm fat. Well, these aren't the best shoes, but you're not wearing the best shoes for running. Well, you're wearing Nike.
Howie, he's pro athlete. You're not going to be
A long time ago, Howie.
And I'm pro-phobic. You know how many things I run from? Every fucking thing I've ever been that's put in front of me, I have run from.
I know.
He saw Chin and went, "Put a mask on."
I love that.
He did. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Wait,
No,
no,
I didn't
cough.
see you and say put a mask
Yeah,
on.
He didn't.
He
I
coughed up a
volunteered.
loogie like I've never heard. If it wasn't a loogie, there's probably no fabric on the ass of that chair. He sucked from his ass. That cough was so fucking deep. I said, do you have COVID? He goes, no, I have high blood pressure. His blood pressure is so fucking high
Yeah.
that he's coughing up
He hasn't had
loogies.
any ailments at all. I was like, the only thing in my family history is blood pressure. That's
Yeah,
it.
but-
Oh, now it's family history. It's not
family
you.
history. No, it's all of us. Well, me and my dad and my brother.
Chin panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
He said, "I have high blood pressure."
But Howie, you know the concept.
I'm allergic to peanuts.
Anti-fragile. You ever read the book Anti-Fragile? We were talking about
No.
it last podcast.
I am fragile.
No. So your immune system. So when you expose yourself or anything to trauma or adversity, you get tougher,
Right.
and your immune system is
Right.
supposed to be that way. But
Right.
yet you're still you're a germaphobe.
Well, it's more my mental mental system.
It's a mental thing.
It's just,
So the more I expose myself, the weaker my mental ability comes. But why? Can I ask? I mean, I don't mean it in a negative way, but why? Like, did somebody make those for you? Is that a fan makes pants?
That's not
Do your
true.
fans
Yeah.
make pants?
He's lying
Mr.
to you.
Pants.
He's lying to you.
Pants.
No, did a fan make pants?
No, these are from my favorite company, Diet Starts Monday. I have a matching top too.
Wait, diet starts Monday?
Yeah, I was gonna wear the
Oh,
matching
what a
top.
great concept. So they give you clothes that look shitty, so you go, oh, I better lose weight. That's how I'm going to look good in these
Yes,
pants.
correct. Correct.
Is that really the company's
Yeah.
name?
That's
And
right. They
Is, it,
make
is it
pants?
made for
They
larger
make
people?
everything. No. It's
Okay, so this is
it's
like a
They look good. Everybody in the picture looks good. Nobody's. Show me the knit pants.
Yeah.
Oh,
Show me the
they-
ad for
they-
the knit pants.
Nobody would
They-
buy them, so they gave
Well,
them to
those are.
No, fuzzy are okay. That's kind of
You
wintry.
like fuzzy.
Well, it's kind of a.
They just dropped.
I'm
They
Canadian.
might not be on there yet.
I'm
If-
Canadian.
if you're a-
No.
If you're a skater,
There you are.
Boom.
wow.
172.
Oh boy.
$172 tweed, 50% acrylic, 50% polyester,
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am
embroidered
hot.
safety pin logo,
I'm hot, Howard.
diet branded snap buttons. Oh, satin lining. You just answered the question.
Satin
it's
lining.
satin lining.
Yep.
So you're like
Are you at 38? What are you?
Yeah, 38. I'm
no, but I
sweating
mean,
right
you're
now.
not sweating. The satin line's like being on satin sheets naked. You're just
Yeah.
fucking giving yourself a little handy with your own pants.
It's a happy ending every day when I put these.
In the Arctic, that's what you would wear in the Arctic. You would be warm. Those keep
the
your
Arctic,
lower
you
body.
think?
I think so. I think those keep your body.
the fuzzy pants.
Those things. That's a warm.
The satin, but the satin
They're this
satin
thick,
freezes.
Bubba. I know. I looked at him. I went, "What is he doing?"
Can't wear these on stage.
They're
Why would you wear them on a podcast?
I made a mistake.
that you made a mistake.
You did.
In
I made
in
a
a
mistake.
when they have a
Just
fire
even.
curtain.
Oh, but it's half fuzzy, half.
yeah.
Those are pretty lit.
You like those?
I like those.
Really?
And also, the other thing,
Can I
also
just
like
say that
younger-
they're probably I would wear that fleece cargo pants.
But Bubba,
you could wear those in Canada.
You're 40 now, Bubba.
I could wear them all.
yeah,
Are
but
you
that's
40?
what we wear.
I don't think 40-year-olds do,
I'll be.
Bubba.
Oh yeah.
We?
'Cause that's what we grew up with.
I don't know, Bubba.
It's our stuff.
But
Like you guys grew up with
Can I
Charlie
just-
Chaplin, black and white.
Are they a
film.
sponsor of the podcast?
No.
No.
You're
Can-
doing them right now.
Can I say something about this company?
No, you're not gonna sell
I
it.
feel like that these clothes are good if you're built thinner. You're kind
Oh,
of
interesting.
giant. I mean, isn't that fair? You're built. You're
It's
a
just,
big
it's just
kid.
coats and hoodies, though.
I know, Bubba, but you can't
You
wear
have a
that
mock
much.
turtleneck on, and it's a hoodie, right?
You don't like the way he
But
looks in
I'm-
those
I'm
pants?
more
You think
Jared Leto.
if he had lost, say the diet does start Monday and he loses 30 pounds, you think those pants are going to look better?
Not on his frame. His frame is very
You think
big.
you gotta be smaller.
He tried to get down to 205 when he was fighting, which was adorable.
You're down to 220.
Not,
You're
not
down to
even.
220?
Hey, you know what I love about
Down
this
in
Hey, you know
220.
what I love about this podcast? Now
What?
it should be brought to him because both of you guys' hair sucks, right?
Yeah.
But what we could do,
Yeah.
is talk about my body next to you guys.
What do you mean? We're just saying that you're.
What's up,
you're
man?
Too big for those.
Rich is with me.
Okay, I was like, who
Yeah.
the fuck?
Well, you know what? They're showing Diet by Monday with tweed pants. Would you buy the tweed pants?
Would I buy those?
Yeah. Why are you talking so loud? Because you're not on mic.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Would I buy those? Would I? Oh, look. He happens to be wearing more merch.
hoodie.
Merch. Why when I
Thank
died
you.
Monday when you can go to howiemandel.com and get
Stuff.
Rich is a real politician. Rich went, "Would I buy those?" He went, "Would I buy those?" Those actually look really good, and that's how he. That's
why
how
is
he
that a
do it.
politician?
It's just a good way of getting out of the question.
No, he said he'd buy him though. A politician would have, not answered.
Is he on
Look,
camera?
he's also a
Not on
liar.
camera, but I'll put him on.
Oh, no, you don't have to. Look, you got a buddy.
They're very hip, actually. They're very cool.
What?
Let's get- Are you from New York?
No, but I grew up.
He's not even from stuff.
No, I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, go Eagles, go Birds, huh?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Are you going to go for the Eagles?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Are you a football fan? Howard?
Yeah.
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 Who's your team?
I don't have a team. Well, I'm like a.
Well, you're from Canada.
I'm from Canada.
Most Canadians, if they're like East. Canada,
No,
go
but
for
I've
the
lived
Bills?
here for 40 years, so it's a Rams. But are you talking about for the Super Bowl or just in general?
Just in general.
General.
The Rams. I like them because they're my home team.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
And this
They
has been
suck
my
this
home
year.
team, and I love SoFi.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, have you been there?
No.
It doesn't feel like a football.
No,
game.
you're looking at me like, what is
Wait.
SoFi?
SoFi?
That's where the Rams.
It's not a moisturizer.
I was
cream.
like, what is
That's
SoFi?
SoFi.
Oh, the stadium.
Yes.
Stadium,
Yeah.
yes.
Is that the new stadium?
I love
I've been to
SoFi.
the
These
old stadium.
SoFi pants are
So-
the best pants.
I was like, what?
SoFi's
I've been to the
cables.
old stadium. Is that one?
No,
or
no,
is it the
it's
new
brand new.
one?
The
I've
old
not
It's
been.
the newest
stadium?
The
stadium.
one in Inglewood?
You're talking
Yes.
about Coliseum?
Yeah, I've
Holy
not
shit.
been to this one.
Coliseum was where Jesse Owens ran.
Well, I saw
where O.J.
Springsteen.
Simpson
I saw
played, dude.
Springsteen there. He played
Yeah,
there.
I saw him there.
Yep, and I think I saw the Rams play there.
Yeah,
Last,
but the new stadium SoFi, it's ridiculous. So it's them and the Raiders have the
No,
new
the
stadium.
the Chargers, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but really the Rams stadium because they won a Super Bowl, right?
Okay.
I
I don't understand what you're saying, but go ahead.
you're from LA, you got it. But the thing about the SoFi is nice. SoFi,
He doesn't even know what SoFi is, and you're using the wrong team name.
yeah, I don't think the Raiders play there, Bubba.
No,
they?
no. I said the two
Well, the
newest
Rams.
stadiums are the Rams and the
Oh, I got
Raiders.
you.
So they're
Oh, they're building another stadium.
no, the Raiders is done.
The
But they're
Chargers are building another stadium.
they're supposed to, yeah.
No, it's there. It's framed.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I was there.
By SoFi?
Right next to SoFi. Do you not see that? Go right next to SoFi and look at the Chargers' new stadium.
Damn.
What are they calling it?
Complete expected by July 2024.
Yeah. So that's already just a year and a half.
Jeez.
It's already, I could see the structure. I was there. I was standing in line for a drink.
Now, can I
It's
ask
not
you
open
this?
till
Is the
2024,
the
I'm
new stadium doesn't have a roof or anything, right?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does. Okay.
But players actually don't like playing. They've complained about playing it because it doesn't feel like a game.
Why?
Because it's so new and like the just the way like the lighting and stuff, it feels
Yeah.
almost like a movie almost. They
Yes.
don't like it. Yeah.
When
No, I
when you
don't
watch,
agree
I've
with
always
you. I
wondered
think
this
people,
about
I've talked to
football.
people that love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Players? Maybe the players are lying.
No, I didn't talk to players. I talked to somebody at
Fans?
Bed Bath and Beyond, and they said they
They
love
love it. They caught a lot of balls.
Yeah.
As bad as the Rams are.
But
man,
everybody at Bed Bath and Beyond loves SoFi.
loves it. Hey B, let's take a little break from chatting with our boy Howie. I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember Howie from Little
Howie Mandel,
Monsters,
the great Howie Mandel.
Comedy Store,
How about From Everything?
America Got Talent.
If you mean Howie Mandel From Everything?
He's here to judge me and Brian in talent. And hopefully we
Yeah.
get the gold
It's
star.
like this.
Is it
Where have
gold
I
star?
seen you, Howie? Besides everywhere. Yeah, everywhere.
Dude, Bobby's World.
All over.
You remember that?
No, but
It's a cartoon. It's a kid on a tricycle. Bobby's World. Great cartoon. Anyway, listen, dude, I'm in Springfield, Missouri this Friday, Saturday.
Blue Room?
2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Okay.
During the day, I'll be at the Big Ass Bass Pro Fishing Store checking out your fish. Come say what's up to your boy at night, though, at the Blue Room Comedy Club.
Yeah.
That's February 3rd and 4th. That's this Friday, Saturday. Naples is February 16th through the 18th.
Off the Hook Comedy Club.
Bakersfield,
Got it,
California,
right.
one night only, almost sold out February 23rd. Brea, California is just one night, March 3rd, 2
Brea
shows.
Improv.
Special guest, Brea, California, March 3rd. Come get your tickets. Then I'm Oklahoma City, Tacoma, Atlanta. Get you some. Thickboy.com, FATKZ.com.
If you're in Canada, anywhere in Canada, you come to Edmonton. I'm at the comic strip. I haven't done that room in a long time, but I love that room. Last time I did that room, I've been doing that room for 20 years. Nashville, Tennessee, Zanies, March 2, 3, and 4. New York, Stony Hall, March 11. West Nyack, New York, Levity Live, March 16, 17, 18. Let's go.
You know what? Me and you need to do a show in New York. I always have a good time in New York. I've never had a better time in New York than when it's you and me because you're from there.
That's right.
And I don't know where to, like I kind of know now more.
Yep.
It's such a good time when I came with you.
we gotta.
We should do a show together.
Why not? Let's go meet and we'll bring. We'll go hang with Dove.
We'll
We'll go
do
hang with
old
Jimmy
school.
Burke.
Do it at the Gramercy.
Oh, come
have
on.
Dove open,
Come on,
or Dove do a spot.
What
Not
a
open.
blast.
I should be
What
open,
a
but
blast.
Dove should be there.
100%.
It's so much fun in New York. You, me, Jay.
Well, let's do it.
Let's figure it out.
Let's figure that out.
All right.
By
I'll
the way,
tell you what. We're going
What?
to figure out.
What?
How to save 10% off Alpha Brain, the best nootropic on planet Earth.
Yeah, if you want better focus, better memory, clinical studies have shown that Alpha Brain is actually very effective.
They've sold over 1 million freaking bottles of this stuff. I like the Alpha Brain Black label because it's a little more intense. You know your boy's intense.
You're intense.
Heavy with the tense.
Now, sometimes you got to sleep. They got New Mood. They got melatonin spray. They got digestive health. They got daily support. You got krill oil.
Dude, they
You
got
think
all that?
Fish oil isn't good for your brain.
Bro, they get all that, but I can't focus enough because I'm telling you, this Alpha Brain, it's a different level, dude. And on it, so sure you're gonna love Alpha Brain. It's guaranteed or your money back. No, you don't have to return the bottle. Keep the
questions.
bottle. No questions asked. But they're so sure you're gonna love it. You get your money back if you don't. Go to onit.com/FATK and you save 10% off. Not only Alpha Brain, but as Brian mentioned, total gut health, shroom
Vitamin D
tax, krill oil,
spray,
joint oil.
everything.
You got they got creatine, glutamine, everything
Protein
you need.
powders, you name it.
Onit.com/FATK, baby. 10% off the best nootropic on the planet. Or you can go to your local Walmart and pick it up, but help your friends out here. All right? That's onit.com/FATK.com. 10% off. Now let's get back to our boy Howie.
Well-
you don't want to go to a game, B?
I do want to go to a game. I like watching the games and fights on TV, though. I like having that in my
Me too.
face.
Well,
It's
You know what I mean?
easier to see the game, but the experience of being there.
Yes.
And I'm a little bougie, and I'm a celebrity, so I get to go.
And rich.
Oh, I have a fortune, and I do, and so I get to go into the suites
Yeah.
and the food and the service and just it's so
It's a different level, yeah.
I just sit there all
It's
fucking
pretty
game
awesome.
going, look at me.
Yeah, and by the way,
Look
then
at
and
me.
you have TVs there, too.
That's- I watch on TV in my suite.
Yeah.
In your suite.
In the suite, in the stadium,
Yes.
I watch it on
Do
TV.
you throw cake at the common folk from the balcony? Like Marie and Antoinette. Just
I
bread.
find that a lot of people, when it comes to cake, are lactose intolerant. When it comes to throwing cake,
Yes.
you know, they are lactose intolerant. No, I don't throw. I don't throw anything.
You don't bestow gifts on the people?
I sometimes allow them to get a glimpse.
You poke your head out.
Yeah. Look at this treasure. That's a. How much adjusting are you doing? We've started that. We've been on the podcast for. This has been going on for 11 years. Or how long has this podcast existed?
Like about
11,
that
yeah.
long.
Almost
11 years.
yeah.
This guy is like. There's so much adjusting and stuff like it's never been set up before.
Yeah.
It's just little movements. Got to change
You
stuff.
can't breathe. 'cause you
Little
have them in a
movements.
mask.
Yeah.
He's
Little
lightheaded.
movements.
If you go
He's
like
lightheaded.
this, if you go like this or like this, and you
Is that
stay
a
here,
You want me to move?
No, I'm saying when you do that and you stay here, then I got to change it.
Howie, you stay in shape. Were you an athlete? Any sports?
Yeah. Yes. I was a. No.
See, there's a lie. I
No,
knew,
nothing.
I knew you were
His
thinking.
friend
I was a
Fred Smiler,
fighter.
yeah.
Where you went before I got to answer. The truth is, I was a wrestler.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Look, I'll show you.
Stop it.
No, I did.
You guys should
Here.
wrestle. Talk about high school wrestling.
Yeah. You want to wrestle?
Yeah.
I would rather watch you two wrestle
do
and
some
talk
light
about your high school
wrestling.
wrestling. I enjoy that.
No. Look at. I'll give you this picture that you can post it. It's not great. So I was in high school, and I know how tough it is. I know when you speak of getting down to what we're trying to get down to
220.
220. Like I was in high school, I was 4'11" and 89 pounds.
Yes.
I was,
As
and
a
I'm not.
freshman, As a
I'm not-
freshman.
No, 12th grade.
Jeez.
So, or 11th and 12th grade, and then I couldn't meet girls.
You were a dwarf.
I don't think that's the proper term for
think
what
it
I
is.
A
was.
small person.
Well, you were a small person. You didn't
Tiny
grow,
Jew.
but you didn't grow. You're a regular.
TJ.
You're a regular.
They
sized
called
guy
me
now.
TJ. I was Tiny Jew. You got to be politically correct. So, but let me show you this.
Tiny Jew.
I was a tiny Jew, and I couldn't meet girls. And here I am. Here I'll show you some images of me.
And then when did you have your growth spurt?
An hour ago. No, this is me. Look at me. I look
Oh
like
wow! Look at the mane.
I look like a little girl. Which
Wait,
camera?
it's legit.
Look at that.
All right, I could send you.
But
This one?
Chink can bring it up
Zoom
on
in.
there, though.
Bring it up.
That's-
You bring it
Just
up.
go Howie Mandel wrestler. Google Howie Mandel wrestler.
Oh, that's
He has quite
images.
the
Hair.
lot. Wow.
Yeah, I was.
That's like you're like Samson. You're like
No,
you're like a
my
skinny
mom went
Samson.
before I got my license. My mom used to drive me to school, and guys used to try to hit. There I am, the first one. The guys used to try to hit on me, and I'd go, "I'm a guy." The only way I met girls was, and girls wouldn't talk to me because I was so little. This is probably wrong of me to do, but I went I would go into the ladies' bathroom and just brush my hair in the mirror, and then they'd start talking to me when they came out of the stalls.
No.
And then I'd go, I'm a guy. I'm a guy. I'm a guy.
Dude,
is that
you
a
had-
bad story to
you
tell?
had- no.
No. So
You were a kid. You had great hair. And you were little.
here's the thing. I couldn't get on any teams. So the wrestling, there I am.
But
Not
you have a
going-
good
that's my
body.
growth
You're not in
spurt.
bad shape, Bob.
No, I'm not in bad shape. So anyway, but listen. So I got into. I said girls like athletes, and they like guys in sports. I couldn't get on the football team. I couldn't get into basketball
Or hockey.
No, nothing. Figure skating. But I got onto the wrestling team. They accepted me right away. I thought because maybe they thought I had the acumen or the athleticism,
Right.
or to do it. But it's because I was under 90 pounds, which is a weight class.
Yes.
Yep.
I didn't know that. And 3 months after I joined the team, I went up to 92 pounds. And they made me, to stay under 90 pounds, they wrapped me in plastic and made me run
Yes.
for an hour to lose. So that I was just dizzy and I passed out and I was
Yep.
a little
And
waif of
dehydrated?
it.
It's
dangerous.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom came and yelled at them. She told them. But anyway, and then I thought, I'm going to meet girls because I'm on a team. I didn't even think about what the uniform, as you could see in the picture, is a onesie. So
Singlet.
I've got this long,
It's a
flowing.
singlet. Say singlet. Don't say onesie.
What is a singlet?
It's a singlet, damn it. Come on. Be a little
singlet?
respectful of the sport.
Singlet.
It's a singlet. It's a singlet.
Got a single.
It sounds like if two singles fuck,
singlet would
then
be
they give birth to a singlet.
Yes.
I had a singlet?
had a
What? I've
singlet.
never heard of that.
That's-
Is that sounds like a piece of a song.
It's the wrestling
Is a singlet.
outfit.
Yeah.
Did you wrestle?
The attire. I did.
What weight class?
I was my senior year. I was 139, I think.
Were you good at it?
Yeah.
Were you good, Howie?
At 89 pounds, I fought other. So now I'm trying to meet girls. I'm wearing a singlet with long flowing hair, and I'm rolling around as a germaphobe with other guys that I don't know, sweating on
Were
me.
you a germaphobe back then?
I've my whole
He's
life.
born this way,
I was
yeah.
born this way.
100%.
Amazing. The worst sport
worst
for a fucking
fucking-
wrestler.
Sweating.
I mean,
for a
germaphobe?
germaphobe.
Wrestling?
Sweating, just hugging. I don't shake hands. Now I'm hugging other 80-pound
Sweat dripping in your mouth.
men in singlets.
Not your sport. How you play for a
No
couple
sport
minutes?
is my sport.
Yeah.
No sport is my sport.
But you're a comic. And by the way,
I became a comic. I wasn't a comic. I was thought to have had a behavioral problem. They didn't know. I got thrown out of that school.
well, Brendan and I were talking about, because we were talking about how good you are at comedy, and a lot of people may not know that.
The younger generation don't realize.
They don't.
like,
I told you.
like his
I
roots.
told you the story. I came off stage at fucking one of my best
Young
sets
people
ever.
don't know I'm-
and Howie Mandel has to follow me, and I was like, how the fuck? He doesn't do stand up. How's he gonna? And he gets up and
Savage.
crushes.
Oh, no,
Savage.
savage.
All the young people
Savage.
have no
No,
idea.
I know about
who
you
I am.
for hot second from stand-up
Nobody
days.
knows what I do. Nobody knows. I'm
Come on, they all do. Are you doing stand up now?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
You're still doing it.
Yeah.
Have
Big,
you?
at a high level. Yeah, I mean,
I know
touring,
he is.
like bigger.
No,
No, well, you big venue, but
He doesn't do like spots at the like a ton of spots at, like the
if
store
I have
improv,
to
right?
do, that's how we got into the conversation about just for laughs. If I'm going to do a gala or something for them, then and I have to write, then I will drop in at the Comedy Store or Supernova, or which are local comedy spots. But I haven't in a long time, and because my dance card is pretty full right now, with I'm doing a podcast with my daughter. It's kind of
nice.
like this. There's a fighter and a kid, and it's just a Jew and his
How
kid.
in the daughter or whatever.
Jew and his kid.
Okay, I
Tiny
like
Jew
it.
and
I like it.
Howie
The
Mandel
merch will
does
sell.
stuff.
TJ.
Howie
yeah.
Mandel does stuff.
Yes, that's how I got a kid.
Yeah, and he's got, dude, he's got this. He's an owner in this.
JFL.
No, that, and also in this hologram company.
Yeah.
So-
I don't have to be here. In fact, maybe I'm not here.
Not here.
Dude, they put a hologram, this frame,
Proto hologram.
and it's in this store, and people are walking by, and Ellen DeGeneres can see them.
Is she is the hologram an asshole?
Oh, dude,
or-
you got to see it. Watch this. Helen.
Oh, you
DeGeneres
do,
can see
you have
them.
the Ellen DeGeneres piece?
It's so unbelievable.
Do you have that?
It's so fucking amazing.
Just type in oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Ellen DeGeneres.
This one here?
I wanna
yeah,
watch
no, the
this.
first one.
First one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, not the dude
So
in
they
the
can't
suit.
believe that she can see. So she goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're like, "Hi."
Oh,
She goes,
that's
"Can
not
you-
a
are you
video?
real?"
Do you have the video?
They think it's her,
She starts talking, but it is her. She can see
but
them.
she's just not there.
right. So she's
You
going,
can
"How you
be
doing?"
anywhere. The last time I did JFL was from Van Nuys, California, and I didn't go to Montreal
What?
this year because I was afraid of COVID.
And so you did it.
It's good to
Go
see
watch.
you. I think some of you thought that you are.
You can go a little forward in it. There it is.
Watch this.
Watch.
I am so happy that you're here for our final season. I'm getting.
They think that's just a video, but it's not.
What color am I wearing? You have like a yellow.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't this
so you
fun?
could do comedy tours. People are doing comedy tours now. You can have that at clubs, and you can get a sponsor to wrap it. Like who sponsors this? Like
ton of them, yeah.
Monday
Rain,
diet.
Diet-
I'm going to be
yeah,
on
Diet
Diet
Starts
Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, they could wrap it, and you could tour. You could play 3 clubs at the same time, and you could see the people in the front row and talk to them. You can do your meet and greets like that. You can sell things.
That's
There's
insane.
Yeah, you can
That's
put
the
a QR code if people want to get a discount to something.
And
You
we
can-
don't have to travel. anywhere.
No!
The planes.
No, that's why.
Imagine
The only
this.
reason I'm here, I won't travel anyways, because I live next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You're so
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I could walk here.
Yeah.
From where I live.
Dang, that's insane.
Isn't that-
That's the same technology like they're doing with like Michael Jackson, Elvis, like when he's on stage. Obviously, they can't see him, but
this is
same-
better.
Oh wow.
Because
dude,
that's done with something. This company originally did those kind of things and put Tupac at the Coachella.
Yeah.
But that's called Pepper's Ghost. And Pepper's Ghost is when they take a clear film. And if you ever been to Disneyland into the haunted house?
Yes.
That's that kind
Oh,
of technology.
gotcha. Well-
This is different. This is different. More high.
What
Look, you
made-
can be
what-
on stage with somebody, and that was
so
Andy
great.
Kindler at JFL.
That's fucking crazy. What made it
That's
amazing,
insane.
Howie, is that you got in the thing, and the thing was right here, and it was so real. It's so fucking 3D.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, it's so 3D.
Come
You're
to my
like,
office and you could see it.
What is going on here?
And you can do that. You can do. Oh, Logan Paul did
Logan?
it.
Wow.
Yeah, and Tanya. But you can. All you need on your side is an iPhone.
it's
You
so
know,
because you
the box can go anywhere. It's just an iPhone and an app.
That's insane.
So, and you can be. We're all over the place, all over the world.
God damn.
We have these boxes in Japan, in Taiwan, in London.
How'd you get involved
Proto.
with that?
Honestly, I've got FOMO. I've fear of missing out.
Yeah.
So I live on the internet, and I'm always looking things up. And I saw this technology, and it won a couple of years ago, but 3 years ago, it won CES, the Technology of the Year. It won at the the Consumers
Vegas.
Electronics Show, and I saw it. So I just slipped into the DM, and I just went, I love this, and I think this is the future. Can I be involved? Can I? And you can have my image and do whatever you want. I just want to be involved. And I got friendly with the guy, and now the head office is at my office. I sit on the board and I invested.
Jeez.
And I've done that with a lot of things. I'm also an AI. I was the first known person to become. I'm with this company, Deep Brain. My wife is mad at me because they're out of Korea, and I allowed them to have me. They recreated me. They can have me deep brain stimulation. No, not deep brain stimulation. Isn't it called deep brain AI? Go deep brain AI. Deep brain AI.
So nuts.
So
Because I was thinking about like
they can control me. They can have me show up anywhere, and they built me.
and so
And they can make you say anything.
They can make me say and do anything.
crazy, dude. Realistic.
But I figured
It's a
at
little
my
dicey.
age,
in the wrong hands, gets a little dicey.
now you sound like my wife. The truth is, I love technology. I'm fascinated by anything that is really. See all these people that you're seeing on the
Yeah.
thing? They're not real human beings. These are all created human beings, but they
What?
just created that.
it's
guy.
so scary.
Kind of scary, right?
Of
Howard,
course
or
it's
no?
scary.
The future isn't scary at all with the AI and all this stuff.
I love fear. Fear is my lifeblood. It really is. I love. If I feel comfortable, then I feel dead. You know, if I feel scared or worried or whatever, that's the fear. There I am, deep brain. This, see me? So look, that's me, but it's not.
Morpheus.
That's not me.
Nuts, a little Morpheus. Yeah.
But what? Do they have a video of me? They might have a video of me.
I was
Oh, there.
just
You can
thinking,
watch that video.
when people are lonely, if you want to see your family, we have FaceTime now. But it'll be a matter of time before everybody in their house has that a booth you can step into, and you can share so much time together, and it's lifelike. It's so real. It's real time, and you
Can't
see
touch
each other.
it, can't hug it.
That's the one thing. That's true.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's you're talking my
for you,
language,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Right. But
That's,
then
it's perfect.
I wanna see everybody. I don't want to be with anybody. I don't want to touch anybody.
Sad.
But think about
Why
being
is that
a
sad?
celebrity.
Well, you don't want to hug?
No. No.
But Bubba, think about
No.
think about
Absolutely not.
Who wants to hug somebody with woolen pants?
Think about therapy. You could have a therapist. You can't afford to go there. You can have somebody. You're sitting there. They're there, and you see a 3D image. It's so real. It's
Well, I'll tell you
lifelike.
what. Like even this is different. You're talking
insane.
about the hologram.
Yeah.
Not the AI.
I'm talking about
the
the
AI is not me, so it's
Yeah.
not. That's
Yeah,
different.
it's
And
not-
this
That
is
I'm less interested in. I'm more interested in.
Oh,
what you
the
have.
reason I wanted AI, to be totally honest with you, and we've done it on my podcast, we have commercials. They program a commercial and it's not me. So I can go, let Howie go do the commercial for
Yeah.
This guy's living 2030.
So
I know, I know, dude.
I could be here right now doing this podcast, and for all you know, I'm recording live a commercial for my podcast. Howie Mandel does stuff in my studio. My son operates it. But
So
the beaming, which we have for proto hologram, go on to the onto the Instagram and you'll see it. But the beauty of that, like, there's kids in ICU. Like, we gave it to St. Jude's, you know, and your families can go and visit family members. When on
That's
AGT,
huge.
we had people from all over the world. Their family members came and saw them live and interact with no latency.
Wow.
That's what I mean.
Pacquiao announced his next fight live. This is really funny. He was someplace in Korea, Pacquiao himself. I guess his next fight is a Korean guy.
It was.
What? It was already, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, but his last fight was a Korean guy. Did you see the announcement?
Yeah,
Go
we saw it.
Pacquiao's announcement. So that's in my office. So Pacquiao was fighting a Korean. The Korean was in Van Nuys. He was in Korea live announcing and interacting.
Face off.
They had the face off. He was beaming live. Look at the announcement.
The very first
That's my office.
in boxing.
But look, that's live. They're looking at each other. They're actually facing off. He sees him clearly.
It's a matter of time before you don't even need that fucking that booth. That's what's gonna happen.
No, right. That's what they're working toward. And we have it so they can, we partnered with.
Thank you, DK.
We partnered with Christie's. Christie's did last week. They did $1.5 million in art sales just off of the beam. The art wasn't there. People were auctioning, $40 million sculptures right there. I'm on the phone in any given day with Homeland Security, with the Kennedy Space Center. Everybody's getting on board. This is the next thing. And then the smallest thing is people are able to
board
perform.
meetings, everything, dude.
Yeah.
Everything.
And some of the biggest people that in corporations, and they've all got them now, and banks.
Well, think about this. If you're a wealthy, this is probably a smaller market, obviously, but if you're a very wealthy family, or you have a lot of money, or you're a corporation, and you want to pay a celebrity to make an appearance and just talk to people, you get to have a meet and greet. And you get to, they set one of those things up, and you've got somebody famous for your top executives, or for somebody who, because I know,
16.
as you know,
we're doing it all the time. Somebody just bought it for a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
But the truth is,
so that's what I mean. I knew a famous musician who they paid her $500,000 to fly to the person's living room, play 5 songs, and then leave. And it was like, or 4 songs or something, and. They're not going to. There's nothing like the real thing.
No,
like
this better be
said.
a lot cheaper than $500.
Yes, but still.
but you say that, except that when you are in the room with that thing and you are watching that thing, we've done live concerts with big names, and one artist who couldn't make it is beamed in. That thing gets 1 billion clicks on the internet. The one where they're, and the fact that you can, like Ellen did, in real time talk to them, you forget it. Like in theory right now, you're going, well, I'm not going to pay $500,000 for the box in my living room. But if that box is in your living room and you're talking to the artist and you're making requests and you're actually doing it, it's not like a FaceTime call.
Yeah.
You got real quality time, and you're going to get more out of that artist than if they're in the room.
Correct.
Because they're comfortable, they're at home, you don't have to fly them out. The carbon footprint is so much better.
If people don't have this, if OnlyFans people don't have this already, I'm going to be very surprised. Think about that. It's going to be OnlyFans like you.
We also sell a desktop version.
Oh my God!
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like it's porn,
It's a little
OnlyFans.
higher.
I'm surprised they haven't jumped in on this.
We're in Van Nuys. Hello.
I was gonna say.
I don't know if you know that,
They're
but Van Nuys is the porn capital.
Yes,
That's
sir.
where my head office is.
Is it still though? I thought it kind of died off there. Is it still? I'm sure.
Where did it move?
think it is.
Tarzana? Where did it move to?
I don't know.
You thought it died off there?
Florida.
Well,
It's down in Florida.
Well, really, it's OnlyFans, so they don't need to be in Van Nuys. Like no one's going to porno sets. It's on their house or wherever now.
Yeah.
I almost said artists.
I think the
but
business is
the creators
still here,
have
though,
that.
because
They're artists.
Yeah,
Just because you don't appreciate it doesn't
Oh, no,
make
I
it not
appreciate it,
art.
and I
Van Nuys, the porn
contribute.
capital of the world. That was in 2014.
Yeah, Jim, we need an update. Bro.
Let's say, where is the
2017?
porn capital of the world now?
But here's the thing about your technology. There's no capital of anything anymore. Anything can be anywhere now with this kind of technology.
That's the beauty.
We're getting to a point where it doesn't matter where you are.
Beam and bone.
Insane.
Beam and bone.
Beam and bone.
Yeah, that's what I
Dude, you just came up with a great fucking business idea.
did.
Beam and bone.
I'm like,
You're always coming up with ideas.
always. That's why you have me here. It's ideas.
You're,
Somebody sat someplace and went, woven bands.
I was gonna say,
Start that diet
be-
Monday.
I could beam to somebody's living room in these pants.
I don't know if you'd get the reaction you wanted.
yeah. How many businesses are you involved in?
I like business. Business is more interesting. I was saying to you, I've said to you before, my entrepreneurial spirit far outweighs my creative and comedy spirit.
Really?
I love
That's so
business.
rare.
Well, because I think that's an art form.
Yeah.
From the time I was a little kid, I got knocked out of school. I wanted to stay in school, but they asked me to leave. I always wanted to make money. In fact, that's how I ended up here in California. I had a bunch of businesses. I was in the carpet business and I was in the lighting business, and then I had this Uncle Sherman Flasher doll, which I had the rights to in Canada. Google Uncle Sherman Flasher doll.
So you got into your family was in the carpet business?
No,
You got
no. I got into it. I got a job at a warehouse selling
it?
carpet. This was in 1974. So these are dolls that look like you open up the look. It said Dick. No, open. You open up his on the
This right
second
here?
row.
We
Oh
can't
yeah,
really-
there. Click that. So you open up the trench coat and his dick comes out. So I thought, I'm going to make millions by bringing these up to Canada. This was in the 70s.
Some bad ideas, but you know what? Some ideas work, some ideas don't. Did you make money on it?
No. So
40
here's
bucks.
here's what happened. Well, that's now $40. They're selling it now. I think they were like $12. So I got into this. I got into every fucking business. So this was a good novelty item in the 70s, mid-70s. Think of it. And then so I shipped them up to Canada, and then they got stopped at the border as like I was shipping pornographic things. So it got stopped at the border. So then I had a meeting with the manufacturers. They would ship the dolls, and then the balls and nuts, we would attach them in Canada. We would put them on. So I got thousands of dolls shipped up to Canada.
And then just dicks and balls.
But they got stopped at the border. So I had dicks and balls at the border, border balls. And I couldn't claim them. So I came down here. That's why I was in California. I came down here to have a meeting with the guy about how we were going to get the nuts over the border. This is true. And then I knew, Mike Binder.
Yeah, I know Mike.
So
I love
Mike from Detroit had been at Yuck Yucks because I had done amateur nights at Yuck Yucks, and he just while I was here on vacation had me get up at the Comedy Store, and there was a guy in the Comedy Store. I didn't think this was a career. There's a guy at the Comedy Store that was producing a game show called Make Me Laugh, and he saw me up there and he hired me that day, and I did it, and it was a great story.
What'd you talk about? You had never done stand-up and you just got up and did it?
My whole first 5 years of stand-up, and my biggest, quickest success was about nothing, and it was just about the authenticity of who I was. So I'll tell you, I got dared. I've told this story many times, but I got dared to get on stage at Yuck Yucks in Toronto.
It used to be the greatest club. I don't know if it's still there anymore, but
it's all right across Canada.
It's a great.
And Yuck Yucks are all across Canada because
there's
one in Calgary. There's more than Calgary now.
Yes,
still?
so
more than Calgary.
it's a
Toronto
chain.
is the main one. It's a chain.
I didn't know that.
Mike,
But the
I've
very
I've only
first-
done Calgary.
Mark Breslin.
Breslin.
But there was the very first one was in Toronto, and it was in it opened in 1975, and it was like in the before the boom of stand-up comedy. But they opened this club there, and I, again, being this guy who I didn't drink, I didn't dance. Studio 54s and places like that were all the rage. Disco and clubbing and that. I don't play sports, so I didn't get a basketball game. I didn't. I did now. Now I did.
You're drunk now.
No, now I'm sober, but I drank later.
Yeah.
But anyway, somebody said there's a stand-up comedy club. I never went to see stand-up comedy. I go to this club, and Mark Breslin, who was the host, said, if anybody wants to try this or they think they can do this, at midnight we'll do 3-minute sets on Monday. We can have an amateur night. And somebody at the table said, you should get up and do it. And I went, okay, I'll do it. And that's how I am. I don't think of ramifications of anything I've done. I just go. So it wasn't anything that I was pursuing. It's nobody I know is in show business. I didn't think there was even a career for me in it, but that was a dare that I took. And I don't think things through. So if I had to analyze what I was thinking this guy fucking doesn't believe that I'll take him up on his dare. I'm going to do it. And that night, no preparation, no nothing, no writing, no nothing. They go, ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. And I figure I'll just walk out. That's the fucking joke. There's no reason for Howie Mandel to be standing on stage on a mic in front of somebody. So they go, ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. And I walk out, and the applause, I think one or two people applaud. Yeah, died out. And now I'm standing there with no concept of no thought to what needs to follow. And I look down. You guys have all been on stage. I'm looking at the mic. The spotlight is in my eye, and the front tables are just people just looking up. Strangers gets really quiet, really uncomfortable. Yeah. Strangers waiting to see, like, what the fuck are you gonna do, funny boy? Yeah. And I said, this is my fuel. I got terrified in the moment, and that terror just took over. And if you look at old YouTube videos of me, it's a very different persona than you're sitting and talking to right now, especially in comedy. I started going, Okay, okay, all right, okay, all right. And they started giggling at my discomfort, and then I started going, what? Okay, all right.
I remember.
You want to? Okay, you want to hear something weird? Is that weird? Isn't that weird? And then, okay, I have an inside joke. I just started making shit up and then I was so fucking scared. I put my hands in my pocket, and in my pockets I have latex gloves, which I always carried because I always had OCD, and if I'm out in public, I don't want to go into a public restroom and touch something, so I carry gloves. So now I pull the gloves out, and I'm standing there, and there's nothing fucking to do, so I pull the glove over my head, and I start breathing. The fingers are going up, and the audience is just roaring and roaring, and then I blow it up with my nose, and I pop it off my head. The audience goes crazy, and I had the wherewithal to go, good night, and I walk off the stage.
I remember all this.
I walk off the stage, and Mark Breslin says to me, you got to come back tomorrow. I go, for what? What's tomorrow? He goes, do it again. And I go, do fucking what? He just do what you do. And I started showing up a couple of times a week, and I would look forward to it. And I didn't write anything, you know, the baby voice and the Bobby voice and all these things that I do that. I did that because I was at a birthday party and I was choking on a piece of cake. You know, I talk about it in my act. And you know how when you take a balloon, you blow up a balloon and then you stretch the nipple, and the air comes out. Yeah. So that's why the cake was halfway down my throat. And I was going, help me, I can't breathe. And everybody was laughing and I was dying. But then I learned to do it in my room, just the muscles in my throat. I can just squeeze my throat. I'm not talking falsetto with a high voice. That's just, if I lose my voice completely, I can still do this. You know, and so I just started doing that voice on stage, and I knew it was a baby voice because I had that, but I would just talk filthy. You know, I just thought it was funny to say, cunt, you know, and that would get a laugh. That's all it was, you know, but I didn't have an act, but that's okay, right?
What a natural, though. What a.
So, but the people, when I came here, there was an incredible amount of animosity because that show, Make Me Laugh, I got a lot of notoriety because I would be
like, you're not a real comic, you're not saying anything, all that stuff.
And all these people, you remember, all these people have been working really hard, and then yeah, that's me at the beginning. Look at the evening at the Improv. Just watch me for 1 second on that. That's just me.
I remember this, all of this.
Yeah. Just scared. So people thought I was on cocaine or a mental case.
Yep.
Anyway, you don't have to watch any more of this, but you got the idea. It was just whatever came to mind, and then I got a.
You were putting what was going on in your head in your body and everything, and people.
Because I don't think of ramifications, I just act.
But it works.
And with the emotion, and what I learned, like at that time, I came out here, and you know, Richard Pryor was going on every night, putting together live on the Sunset Strip, and I watched him every fucking night, and it was the most amazing. And he was the first person that I was aware of that was talking about real shit, like real, and what was going on. And you would see those nights, sometimes it became live on the Sunset Strip, it became brilliant, but you'd watch him, like just people in the audience, their jaws would drop. He had just almost died from freebasing. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
That happened?
Yep.
But he had just got out of the hospital when he was writing this. He was standing on stage with bandages on his neck.
He set himself on fire, remember that?
Yeah, he set himself on fire. In fact, there was a joke that everybody even did, but you know, he did it first.
He'd light a match.
He'd light a match and go, "What is this?"
Yep.
And it's Richard Pryor, running down the street.
Yep.
But he did that first.
Yep.
But which was he's standing there.
Okay.
He's standing there with the bandages on, and people, instead of laughing, would just go, "Oh my God," because he almost died.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the 70s. It's not now. You know, we become very callous and very. You know, it's really hard to shock an audience. Mm-hmm. But he showed me that whatever he was thinking, whatever he was doing, and however dark it was just real. It wasn't like, you know, at the time, I mean, if he was following in anybody's footsteps before that, it was like Bill Cosby, who made up these bogus little stories about family and his brother and Noah's Ark and things like that. But he said, fuck it, I can't do that. I can't do TV comedy anymore.
Tell real stories.
I'm going to tell real stories. I was raised in a brothel by my grandmother. I've had drug addiction problems. I've had relationship problems.
He was the first comic maybe Lenny Bruce, but really him, to bring all the people from his family and neighborhood to life. It was a one-man show.
characters?
He made
A
them
one-man
real
show,
characters. And like that was never really done. That was like very theatrical. So he brought like the pimps, and he brought his uncle, and he brought the drunks and everybody to life.
But
on
even
stage.
subliminally, even if those characters, even if you found them funny, you knew they were real and
You knew they were
tragic,
real.
and you
That's
knew
true.
these really happened, and these are people he knew.
More importantly, his audience was a lot of white people. And I think what I noticed and what I always thought about was that he brought his neighborhood and his people and the ghetto, or at least the lower socioeconomic, class of black Americans, into the living room of the average white American. In a lot of ways, man, that kind of did two things. One, American whites and people went, wow, those people are just like my uncle, just a little different accent. That person has the same problems that my mother has. And so
He made them human.
Yeah, he made him human. He democratized that. And then there was a whole complete movement of young black comics.
Yep.
From Eddie Murphy to Chappelle to all these people who said, man, that might be available.
He's their
for me
god.
too.
Lawrence. Yeah.
He's their god.
And to a lot of white comics.
Well,
too.
for me, you don't see anything in my comedy that you would personally from the outside relate to, but watching him do that every night said, you know what? I'm garnering success in kind of dealing with what I'm dealing with in the moment, instead of being the wordsmith, trying to write a joke about politics, trying to write a joke about a commercial.
Doing it your way.
He kind of took away some of the fear, but which I needed the fear, but he took away some of the fear of just being authentic. Like, I don't understand. I'm lost. I like, what? Yeah.
Did you ever see Pauly Shore? He came on Mad TV first year in 1995. Pauly told a story about his mother and how his mother had a boyfriend that he and his brother fought. And it was a true story about true family dysfunction.
And he told it on
tragedy.
Mad TV?
On Mad TV.
Crushed, I bet.
Crushed. And the crazy thing was, it was 100% true. And if you read it in a book, it would be a tragedy.
Yeah.
It would have been, oh my God. And he brought it to life. And the way he did it, on Pauly Shore, loser. And he went through this whole thing.
Pauly's great.
And man, it was like the first time I kind of realized I can bring something real instead of I do all the tricks and stuff, because I just didn't think I had anything interesting about me,
But you realize that people subliminally attach themselves to what they believe is authentic.
Yes.
If it's real, that's the difference between somebody who is a writer, who is not a performer, and a performer. And if you're going to engage your audience as a performer, they gotta have some connection or something to engage with, and that's what I was just in awe. I didn't miss a moment of him, but beyond that, when I and this is why there was a lot of resentment in the room when Make Me Laugh aired. I started getting called by the talk shows, not the Tonight Show, but Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas, which were old talk shows. Young people probably don't even know those names. Do you know those names?
I know those names.
You know those names.
Yeah.
So I did the Merv Griffin show, and then when I did the Merv Griffin show, flew back to Toronto. I was still doing my business. I had carpet stores. I had everything, and I got called at their height from Gene Simmons of Kiss.
Jeez.
And Gene Simmons called me and said, fuck, you're funny, fuck. And I go, thank you. Gene fucking Simmons is calling me. He goes, yeah, we were watching you last night on Merv Griffin, me and my girlfriend, and she wants you to come open for her in Vegas. And I went, okay, who's your girlfriend? And he was living with Diana Ross. And I became Diana Ross's opening act.
What?
At Caesar's Palace.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm with my girlfriend.
At this time, are you passed by the Comedy Store? Like, did you audition for Mitzi?
Whatchamacallit put me on, Mike Binder put me on. That guy offered me a TV show. I didn't understand that I was passed by Mitzi. I was also passed by Mitzi. It wasn't a big deal because 90% of the people at that moment were not playing the Comedy Store because it was right in the midst of the strike. I was there the night when a guy by the name of, I think it was Michael Lebetkin, jumped off the roof of
Committed
the Hyatt.
suicide.
Right there. I was there. I was at the club
Right-
that
right
night.
next to the comedy store, jumped off.
Off the Hyatt next door.
He was a comic not getting spots,
Oh,
right?
he was a comic?
Not getting spots.
Not getting spots.
You know, there was a rivalry between the Improv and the Comedy Store.
And
Is it-
Jay
is it-
Leno was kind of the forefront of that, right?
Jay
really
Leno
helped
was
out.
probably the only that is Steve Lubetkin.
Lubetkin?
Steve. I thought it was Michael. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and he left a note to Mitzi. He died on the ramp going up to the hotel
Yeah,
right
I know,
beside.
of course.
He was trying to jump onto the Comedy Store. He landed on the ramp.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Isn't that a bummer?
You
That
you
is
wanna
a
be like,
bummer.
Don't do
but
it.
back then, right? it
So
was
I was there that night, June 1st, 1979.
Jesus. Because there was a rivalry between Improv and Comedy Store, right? And then
Because he started paying, and I don't know if you know the history of the Comedy
I do,
Store.
yeah.
So the history of the Comedy Store was she won it in a divorce, right? And he
Oh,
did.
Mitzi did?
yeah,
Yeah. So
From
Sammy
her
Shore
husband originally owned it.
Do you know Sammy Shore? Do you know who Sammy Shore
Yeah.
was? Polly's dad, Sammy Shore, was Elvis Presley's opening act.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, he was Elvis Presley's opening act. He was a comic, Sammy Shore.
Do you read the
And-
book Dine Up Here?
I didn't.
There he is, Polly's dad. So
Damn.
Sammy Shore opened this club. It used to be called Ciro's, which was the hot supper club in Hollywood where it is. That's where all the biggest of show business used to go as a supper club, and the bands used to play. If you watched Ricky and Lucy, that I forget that movie that just came out, they won the Academy Award for.
yeah.
That's where he played. He played at Ciro's. He would do
wow.
Babalu, and that was a club that he would play at in real life. That's where that show came to life. He bought the front room of that as a club when he was home, and all his friends who were these Vegas comics and that would work there. When Mitzi and Sammy got divorced, she won the business. He implored his friends not to play that room anymore, so she had nobody there. So she got all these young people for free. You can go up and try your wares if you think you can be a comedian. And that was Jimmy Walker and the beginnings of
David Letterman, everybody.
yeah, David Letterman, but all these people who were
Even
unknown.
before that, though.
Yes.
It was before that. She has great pictures of who's the guy from Chico and the Man?
Paul Mooney. And
Paul Mooney, Chico and the Man.
Freddie Prinze?
Freddie
Oh, yeah,
Prinze.
Freddie Prinze
But
Jr.
and then what happened was all these bookers would come in and see these young guys, and Carson started using them. Freddie Prinze did one set on the Tonight Show and then got Chico and the Man, and that started the wave of comics getting sitcoms.
Yep.
So Jimmy Walker came in and got Good Times,
Yep.
and Robin Williams ended up doing Happy Days and got Mork and Mindy, and David Letterman was a lot later.
Did you know Robin?
Yeah. Well,
did
yeah.
Did you see him perform a lot there?
A lot, yeah, right at the beginning.
What was his?
That'd been
He was
right
a
when you
manic
started.
guy, huh? Depressed and
I didn't know him that well as far as being.
People didn't know that.
yeah.
I don't know that people know he was depressed. At the end, he was. His depression was because of a biological, physical
Yes.
ailment.
Yeah.
But I think everybody
always
that
funny
I
as fuck.
know that has funny in front has darkness behind it. I don't know anybody that doesn't.
Agreed.
And I think most humans do, and I think that people who push their funny forward
I
are
get
people.
questions like that. Like young people say, "Do you have any?" I want to get into stand up, and I don't have any advice. I couldn't. The only thing I say to them is, I go, "Look, it's going to take forever, but start by." I think I'm right when I say this. I always say, start by asking yourself personal questions, like, "What are you afraid of?" Let's start with that. What? How do you want to die? How do you not want to die? Who are you pretending to be? Who are you really?
Do they
those are the
ask you if they
questions.
have to have like some sort of darkness?
Sometimes, but I don't know about, I think the deeper you go with yourself, you're going to find the things that matter the most to you. And maybe comedy comes from something like, a lot of times the world is fucking terrifying. And so is the future, because you can't predict it. And sometimes, the way to cope with that, and also the way to cope with not being picked for the team in general, I'm not just talking about sports, but I think all of us as comics have to feel like we are a little too
Outcast.
small or big for our clothes, and a little bit outcast, or at least I don't think it's possible to like yourself across the board. When you and I talked about this a little
Can't
bit.
be comfortable in your own skin.
I just don't think
really.
it's possible to like yourself across the
But
board.
I
It's
don't
like
think
people-
anybody does.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't think, and I think everybody's uncomfortable. I think the reason you get up in the morning and comb your hair and buy your weird pants is because you want to You want to present yourself differently than just your messed up regular naked self. And the truth of the matter is, I think that's good advice, but my advice is just do it. And you know, people say, how do I make it?
Love that.
And for me personally, and I'll never forget the date, was April 17th, 1977, April 19th, I'll not forget the date, and I said it wrong. April 19th, 1977 was that dare when I got up on stage. And with no intent of making this a career. But it was the first time that, for lack of any knowledge or any skill or anything, I was totally authentic in the moment in as far as being terrified and displaying my terror and displaying my awkwardness and my goofiness publicly, and having, through laughter and applause, having strangers embrace me. I didn't have a lot of friends as a kid. I was never invited to anything. And I've spent my life trying to recapture that moment. So then when they say, how do I make it in this business? For me, how do you make it in life? You do something that excites you. And if people didn't know my name and you weren't inviting me on your podcast and people never saw me on TV, that would be okay. I swear to you, it'd be okay. As long as I found something, and that's what I found, that opportunity by accident, that just being on stage and doing it.
Yeah.
And if I could be a waiter and then twice a week show up at the Comedy Store and just do that.
Yeah.
I think most of us wake up each and every day, a lot of us wake up each and every day with the doldrums of just existing and maybe working to pay the rent, but not doing anything that excites them, not doing anything that they have to look forward to. You know, you think making it, I can be on I told you, I was on a hit TV show.
Yeah.
I started out with Denzel Washington on
Say Elsewhere. Right?
and 8 years later, you were on my podcast. I talked to you about this. 8 years later, I was in auditions on folding chairs and casting offices looking for 5 lines and under. I almost quit the business right before I did Deal or No Deal. So this notoriety, people knowing who you are, people writing a check to you, it goes away.
It goes away.
Like that.
Yeah.
So that can't be what you chase.
Yeah.
You gotta chase what you love, what you're passionate about, you know, and you gotta just do it. And you know, if you get some recognition, if you get $1, that's gravy. But you
not
gotta
doing it
do
for
what
that.
you like.
Yeah.
What would you say is, because all of us are chasing money, you know, to an extent, or I shouldn't say that. All of us are chasing certainty, like to an extent. So it's nice to have enough money in the bank so you kind of don't have to worry, right? You know,
I think everybody has the ability to have enough money in the bank to not worry.
How?
Absolutely everybody. My favorite book I ever read years and years ago was Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Read it.
And his philosophy is, you know, my generation was you go to college, you get a degree, and then with that degree you will get a job that will allow you to get paid enough to sustain. I don't think that theory works. I think right now, college, aside from being a trained professional, whether you're a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or something, is going to put you in debt before you even start.
And you may never get out of the debt.
And never get out of that
Yes.
debt. My theory, or his theory, was every fucking dollar you make, every dollar that you make in life, and even if you make it on a minimum wage job, think of that as an employee. How can that dollar make me another dollar? And that's why my entrepreneurial spirit, as I said before, outweighs my creative spirit. And from day one, when I moved out here, you know, I did not spend. You know, I didn't have a lot of money. When I started on St. Elsewhere, which was an NBC series, I was getting not a lot of money to really, because I had a manager, I had an agent. I was getting, I'll be honest, I was getting $2,500 an episode, and I was getting 20 episodes a year. So that's $60,000.
Because you saw a third of your money after taxes and all the other shit, right?
Yeah, so $20,000. I had a wife. I was making $20,000 a year and living in LA. That's below the poverty line. I bought a used black and white TV for $8. That's what I had. I had a little apartment. But what I did at that time, because is I saved $5,000 in the bank and I bought a term deposit. I bought a CD for 12% for 10 years. My wife got mad at me because there was only $600 left in the bank, but I was doing spots for $25 at the same time as I was doing that. I was just talking to Rich about his daughter living in New York. I said, if you're making, she's an intern on a show. I said, if you're making a certain amount of money, find somebody that you want to bunk with, go get a 2-bedroom apartment. The person you want to bunk with, share the room with, and then rent out the other room in the apartment so that your rent is free. Just find creative ways to try to make your dollar. You're not just spending money, but that money you're spending, I got an income coming in that's even covering my expenses. And I think that everyone has the capacity, if you think that way.
You have to think that way.
You have to, it's a, you know, if somebody comes out of college and they get a job for $100,000 a year, most people traditionally will buy someplace in the world will buy a $200,000 or $300,000 home, which means they're buying a $100,000, $200,000 debt.
Yes.
You make $100,000 a year that has afforded you the ability to don't buy any debts. You don't have to live your dream
Do you not
right
have
now.
any debt?
No,
Wow.
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 I won't buy debt. Well, you know, just by owning you buy debt because you have to pay tax, you have to pay property tax,
Sure,
you have
sure,
to pay
sure,
insurance, you have to pay. My expenses are really high, but I don't buy debt.
But you've never been a spender, right? You don't
No
cars. And
no, I do have now, but I do really
Yeah.
well. I'm a big spender. It's all relative.
What is your vice? Do you like cars? Do you like how
real estate?
real estate?
I love real estate, but real estate's a
You're
safe
making money.
bet.
Yeah,
You're
it's
making
the
money on
safest
it.
bet.
What?
You're making
Save
money
it.
on it.
I will buy something that I use, but also make money. So you were at where I do my podcast, but there's also renters there. Proto is there. There's people paying the overhead, and I would have to pay for an office. You're paying for this space. You're paying monthly for this space. And this space is also making you money.
Correct.
But maybe you can figure out ways to even bring somebody else in here and
Well,
charge them.
Well, every room you see, they have to pay. Even if I'm on the show, a talent on the show pays the rent. Yeah.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yep.
So there's anybody, even if you're making $15 an hour, and however, what are you doing with that $15 an hour? I would imagine if you look at people that are making much less money than you or I, you look at how they're spending their money and you go, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Why are you doing this? Or that this is the apartment. This is where I want to live. Life is short. But, you know, I enjoyed finding $1 is an employee. You know how they say it takes money to make money?
You know what's fucked up is I read that book and I don't remember any of that. That's where and because I was told my whole life I wasn't a businessman, which is really, really annoying. And I
told me that
defined
the day I
myself-
met you.
I defined
Like, all right.
myself that way, but it's a
Yeah,
stupid
no.
way to think.
But this
told
is
you
the
that?
point.
I don't know. I'm a
People
fucking.
think
It
it's
didn't
been-
come from that culture.
No, but that's our
didn't.
culture because our culture, I'm so pissed off in school that they don't teach real economics because
Yes.
it's not that, I say this so many times, it's 4th grade math.
Yeah.
If you know how to add, subtract, add and subtract, that's all you have to do.
Right.
And maybe multiply sometimes. That is all you need. There are so many people your age, my age, that go, okay, I'm ready to buy a house. What can I afford? How much of a mortgage can I afford?
course.
Why don't you know what you can afford?
Yep.
It's so simple.
Yes.
And I think people overthink it. You know, overthink investing in real estate.
Because they don't
Overthink-
know. No one taught them.
But you think there's something more to being in business. There
Yeah,
isn't.
agree.
If you buy something for 5 cents and you sell it for 10 cents, you made 5 cents.
Yes.
If it cost you this much to record the podcast and you have so many advertisers that are paying this much to advertise in it, then this is how much money I'm making. If I'm making this money, this percentage can pay the rent here. But maybe I don't have to pay the rent here because I got 2 other podcasts that are paying the rent here, even though I'm on and making money on that. It's just adding.
Yeah.
Every dollar you spend, the dollar that you spend in rent on this place,
Should make.
those dollars are, because you have this space, people are paying you rent on top of your rent. That's like renting out the closet space in your apartment.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Are your kids like this?
Absolutely.
I
My
think so.
kids
Tell him
are
about your
entrepreneurs.
son. His son.
I know
so
his son.
his
I know
son's
son.
waking up like at 2 in the afternoon. He's like, "The fuck, man? You know, my kid's up. What are you doing? Like, grow up. But you got to get a job." He goes, "Hey, Dad." Pulls out a check from his pocket. He goes, "That's a $20,000 check. Okay, I was working last night." He's like, "Doing fucking what?" And
YouTube?
He
Yeah.
said I was throwing balloons off the building. I go, why is that a fucking job? And then he explained to me
Content.
his job. Well, what he learned originally, he started in YouTube, and he was a YouTube Alex Mandel. He had following. He had a bit of a following, but then he said, oh wait, but all these other influencers that I met at VidCon, they have to produce shit every day, and they need content. What if I came to them with my ideas and my equipment, and I helped them shoot content, and then I said, I'll take a piece of your ad revenue.
Yeah.
So he's making ad revenue.
Brilliant.
And he just works, and it's other people, and whether it's producing a podcast, whether it's producing somebody's YouTube video or Vine, it was,
great.
or that's what he does. And he created the mouthguard challenge and a lot of other things that you see on a
you
lot
created the possibility in his brain. You guys, sometimes people have to just tell you that this belongs to you too.
But it's really easy. My daughter owns a lot of. The daughter that Jackie Schultz, who does, she owns a lot of houses that she rents out. She bought a house and then fixed it up and rented it out, and it pays the rent pays for more than the mortgage, so she's making money every week. You want to. The one thing that you can't guarantee is what tomorrow is going to bring, and whether you're going to be able to get up and go to work. Figure out how your dollar, which you do have in your pocket, if you can't get out of bed, how is that dollar going to make you money if you can't get out of bed?
Right.
And my whole goal, because I did not trust show business, I didn't trust any business, is that if I can't show up for work, I still need money. I still need to eat. I still need to pay my rent. I still need to clothe myself. How's that going to work? And you don't, I'm telling you, you just think you do, and you're brainwashed into thinking that you got to be smart or you have to have a certain acumen to do it. You don't.
Right.
You don't. And if you look at the
seen
biggest businesses in the world, they're not college graduates.
No.
They're
There are
people
a
who
lot
just
of dropouts that are making that are probably
because they figured it out. Just do it. Nike's got it. Just
Like
do
you
it.
figured it out.
so fucking true. Instead of getting into the psychology of shit, just
Oh, and you think that these people are above you and they know more than you, and I just didn't go to school for that, and I didn't learn the equation. The equation is 2 + 2 is 4.
You ever hear Steve Jobs say that? Steve Jobs said, when I figured out that everything around me was made by people no smarter than I was, everything opened up for me. Like I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. So he didn't have reverence.
Elon Musk creating PayPal. Do you understand what PayPal is? Do you understand like what he was doing? Like he just found
It wasn't crazy.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. Tell me.
but it's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's brilliant.
So what?
See, I was always, God, I was raised in a very unhealthy, this is not my parents' fault. They were raised the same way. A lot of us are raised to have reverence for people who've, I always grew up thinking that person's much smarter than me. That person is just has more focus than me, just 1,000 things, right? And so the only thing that kept me going was my ego probably, or I just wanted to be good at things, so I would work hard and I'd fucking scramble and stuff. But having said that, I just always thought that people who were good at business, that was their gene. They were made for that. That was what they were good for, and I don't have it. And that's
But
a
it's
dumb
the
way to
same
fucking
thing as
think.
that's our whole society. Whether it's Instagram, you look at everybody on Instagram.
Yeah.
You are drawn and think that their whole goal is so that you believe that they're better than you. They're better looking than you.
100%.
They're living a lifestyle better
It's the
than you.
algorithm, yeah.
And that's what we gravitate. And we think that's amazing. And then look what they have and I don't have. And I want to attain what they have. And I'll want to attain it so much that I'm going to fuck up my nose and get implants, and because I want to look like that.
Or you sit back and hate on them. That's all there is. You have two options.
Hate on that is your own insecurity about yourself. If you're hating on them, you're actually hating on yourself.
Of course.
Correct.
It doesn't
So-
get you out of it. It's a bad
No,
situation.
no. So that's if they're hating on me and they're knocking me, even though this is easy for me to say, then I'm doing something right, because I realize that through
And
social
I must
media,
be doing really well.
you are. They're engaging. You know you're doing well. You're doing. Do you not think you're doing well?
I don't know, Howie.
You really don't know.
I don't know. I know I'm doing well compared to.
Where do you come
it's
from?
all
Where are you
relative.
from?
Denver, Colorado.
And did you grow up with money?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So you pursue. Talk about just doing it.
Yeah,
first
he's
of all,
always been that way. He just
yeah,
does.
you're a guy who does it. First of all, I look at any you go to any sports game, and this always fascinates me. You go to any game. Yours was football, so you go to football, and you go to a Rams game, and you see like 30 people on the field, and you go 30 fucking people. 30 people. Millions of people are in these little leagues, and they want to play, and they play after school, and they play in high school. And these 30 guys
Made it.
Did they make it, or did they just do it? Because most people aren't going to pursue that. They're not going to push. Maybe there's people that are more talented than those guys and better and stronger, but they didn't. They just like I know at the Comedy Store, there was a lot of people when I showed up at the Comedy Store that are a lot funnier, a lot more talented, a lot better than me, but they didn't have the stamina.
They don't have the staying power. Yeah.
They don't have staying power. You know, it's like if you're a boxer or a fighter, it's that I'm sure you've been hurt really bad. And through that pain, you have the wherewithal to stand up and keep going.
Correct.
And wear out the other guy.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy for life.
Agree.
That's the difference between people who make it and don't make it. And making it is all relative.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we were watching somebody kill Mitz, this guy, and killing Mitz, you and I.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was just pop, 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 pop. And then I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Who knew he was that good? And Brennan quietly just goes, yeah, but how does he take a punch? Like, we don't know. And that's such that in life in general. That's
Howie might need to
factor.
add life coach to the resume, dude.
You know, I'm a parent. That makes you a life coach.
Yeah, it does.
Agree.
I'm a parent.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying
And a
is,
successful parent, meaning your kids turned out good.
my kids turned out. I think your only job as a parent is to create or help mold people that can, like the dollar, that can live and be productive without you. And I think that too many
Self-reliance.
people in your generation, how old are you?
I'll be 40 in March.
Yeah, so too many people in your generation, and I don't know about the community that you came from, but there's a lot of people who are overly coddled,
Oh,
and they
agree.
think that
100%.
they think that's really good parenting. But what happens is when that coddling goes away,
These kids are screwed.
they don't know how to do it. So adversity is a good thing.
The best,
Adversity and pain, no gain. It is the good thing. So all my kids at this point, they don't need me. I love them. That's my light of my life, but they don't need me. They can all three earn a living on their own. They can take care of themselves, and they can take care of their kids. And I think it's like the bird that pushes the baby bird out of the nest.
Gotta fly.
They gotta fly.
Do you ever hear Jordan Peterson? He was going through hell. He had been, I think, like in the hospital, almost in a coma. He had that addiction,
Right.
And he had both his family members, daughter and wife, were very, very sick, and he was just at the end of it. And he's quietly. There's this clip that I watch over and over again, and he said, somebody asked, "What is the life is suffering?" Life to some degree is suffering. And he said, what is the antidote to that? And I suppose one would say it's comfort. But that's kind of what you act out when you swaddle a baby. A better antidote to suffering might be an adventure to excellence. And the bravery of a mother is to be able to say to her child, get out of here. Away you go, kid. Mm-hmm. And then the kid goes, no, but it's dangerous out there. And mom says, yeah, you bet. It is dangerous out there. It's more dangerous if you stay here. Because out there you might lose your life. You might lose yourself. But you stay with me, you might lose your soul. It's kind of a fucking deep thing. And I was like, woo! Yeah. Mic drop moment,
Sounds like
man.
a bad mom, but
No, yeah.
You got so
Hey,
serious.
No,
Mom,
but it is. That's
so
harder
serious.
to do, though.
Well, we need music over it.
Yeah.
But
But I don't like how serious you got, right?
Got a little serious?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
too,
man.
God, though, I listened to that, I was like, fuck, man. But everything is that way.
What a way to get to this from your pants.
Right? Here we are. Welcome to Fighting the Kid.
That's what he does there. That's like wearing a hair shirt. Do you know what a hair shirt is?
No, I know what an alligator shirt is.
In the Middle Ages, they used to wear a hair shirt. So it was your way of suffering with Christ. The idea was Christ suffered for your sins. So you would wear a shirt it was made of like coarse bull hair or something,
So
just
just
like
itchy?
that, on your naked skin, and you were always itching and always uncomfortable.
Oh, well,
Always.
then God's already doing that to me. That's
Yeah, and it was your way of provide being penance. It was penance, continual penance.
Wearing
you
a
could
hair
keep-
shirt?
Yeah, so you could keep Christ's
too bad,
suffering
though, right?
in your mind. Oh no, it was bad.
like-
oh yeah, that's bad.
Not terrible.
Oh, but when it's hot, that's a motherfucker.
Hair shirts.
Yeah, a hair shirt.
Hmm.
You never heard of hair shirts?
No, man.
No, I doubt anybody listening or watching this right now has heard of hair. Like you say it like that comes up in conversation.
don't
Gotta
hair
go
shirts?
run. Gotta pick up my hair shirt
You guys
from
don't
the
know
dry
about hair
cleaners.
shirts?
No. When you wash a hair shirt, do you blow dry it or do you
Yes,
just
you do.
hang it out to dry?
You don't wash it. You keep it very dirty. Very dirty. Made of animal hair.
I don't hear of a lot of things with the word hair in it.
Well, that's probably true. A hair.
Should we do some current events,
hair
Jen?
ball.
Current events.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Going on.
Let's
We
get.
just
Let's get.
a
Howie's-
few comments on what's going on in the world.
Should we start with the one that we guys were
Sometimes it can get
talking about
kinda
off
dark.
air?
The 22-year-old that was playing basketball as a 13-year-old.
Yes, that one. She was a
But
coach too.
Why?
Assistant
Why
coach.
did she do it? Just to win the games?
The girl to win the game, and the
yeah.
girl that she's replacing was out.
Yep.
She was out for the day, so they had a star player that was gone. They weren't going to win the game, so she went in. She took it for the team.
Look how much bigger she is than everybody.
Is she?
I wish I had.
She's not that much bigger. Look, there she is. You know,
That's a good angle. Go back to the other one.
know what's amazing?
That 54 is thick.
no, but what?
You know what? They're big
That's
girls.
not nice.
They're big
Not
girls.
being nice.
No,
But
I'm
go
being
back to
not-
go back to the
basketball.
next
You're
picture.
being
no,
honest.
yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Go
big
here.
girl.
What bothers me
girl
more
five.
about her is how blurry her face is.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't
like a
show her face,
UFO.
yeah.
It's a UFO photo. What the fuck is going on?
I looked up her name too. Couldn't find her face anywhere.
Well, they probably blurred it on purpose.
Why?
I don't know because they're all.
So they-
She blurred it so nobody would know she was 22.
Yes. They had to forfeit the whole season, Chin?
I don't know. Did you know that?
I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
the
this
whole
was
I
current
fucking-
events.
I
We know
wish-
that
I wish
coaches
I had-
always preach to the kids about integrity and those types of things. So I was just shocked. The father of the 13-year-old said, "Oh,
The one
the
that was
father
replaced.
that the father of the girl that wasn't." I would be
who's that?
flattered if the only replacement for my kid was the actual coach.
Yeah.
I wish,
whatever it takes.
I wish I had on tape, and I wish you could see Michael Rappaport coaching my nephew's middle school team with his own kids on it, and how passionate this fucking guy would
yeah.
get, swearing like he did not give two fucks. Michael would be like, guys, he'd be there, he'd be like, I don't need this shit. I'm waking up early in the morning. You guys aren't hustling.
How old are the kids?
They were like fucking, 12, 13, but they all fucking loved the guy. They loved him. He was the greatest coach. Michael is so
great.
passionate. Even the parents were like, he's swearing the guy cares more about my kids than I do.
Yeah.
And it was just a fact. He would lose
You think
his
every
fucking
parent
mind.
said that?
100%.
I don't think that. I think 95%.
He'd be crying practically. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Rapport's passionate with anything.
Oh my God. No, I mean,
Where this person did this, look at the name of the high school.
It was like church, yeah, Churchland.
In Churchland.
I heard truckers.
She lied in Churchland.
I mean, there has to be for this.
So the coaches, both coaches, assistant, the one that actually pretended to be the girl, she got fired, and the head coach got fired.
that's fascinating.
But she won, and that's all that really matters.
yeah. It's fascinating. You
What do
think
the
you
people
wouldn't
think?
get away with that. You would
Can
get
I
away
see
with
the comments? What people thought? Let's see what the average person thought. There's
130?
130 comments.
yeah, there you
on
go.
it.
They forego the remainder of the season.
What?
Oh, where?
No, click on comments. Click on the underlined part. Yeah, there. There you go. Parents of the current players on the team would have recognized the coach on the floor. The current players must have thought it was a swell idea. You're right. It wasn't like they found her out.
This
Everybody.
person goes, I don't see the issue. She identifies as
13-year-old. I love that. My pronoun is kid.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Why can't we do that now all of a sudden?
No rules apply if you're in the protected class. Keep teaching those great morals. What does that mean?
Well, they're black or something. I don't know what that means.
No. Has anyone checked to see if
So
she
that's
identifies?
a
as
running joke.
that-
then.
This has anyone checked to see if she identifies 13-year-old? And then this great comment. You may have to go through ESPN to find these things out because ESPN's like all
Yep,
woke
yep.
now.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Did you ever have?
okay,
did
fine,
you ever
fine,
have,
whatever. What was the
an
final score?
opponent's parent fill in for whoever your opponent was?
No,
Would
never.
you fight somebody's mom? You never did that?
No,
Did
never.
parents like when you? How old were you when you first started fighting?
I was in my 20s.
So,
I started late.
but did families get involved? Did they get in? Like he talked about Michael, like with somebody because you probably fucked some people up.
Yeah.
And like their wife or their mom or their brother.
No, never, because it's such a. I think because
Professional
they're
setting.
at that level at the UFC, like they know what they signed up for. I did have a time where I fought this guy, LeVar Johnson, and he was like in a biker gang, like legit biker gang, a well-known biker gang. And I beat him up, and then I'm in the hotel in the lobby having drinks with my family, and his biker gang walks in. I bump my brother, and I'm like, "Get ready to go, man! They're about to F us up. These are rough dudes. And he walked in, I'm like, oh, come on, dude, be cool. And then he went to the other end of the bar. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And they came up to me like, good fight, man. You got to teach our boy how to wrestle, huh? I'm like, oh, wow, cool. We had drinks. They were cool.
Oh, that's great.
But I thought we were going to have problems.
That's
Wow.
Most people understand, though. There's respect.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a loved one get hammered is got to be hard for somebody.
Awful. Yeah, awful.
Oh man, I'd be there as my boy, like one of my best friends watching him fight, and you're so nervous. You're
Rogan
just
said
like,
he hated it.
I hate it. I'd watch you train so hard. Your whole life would be he'd train and train, and then fighting huge guys in practice that would show up. His coach would pay some monster kickboxer. He'd be like, if you can knock him out, you get an extra $1,000. So it'd be some stranger who was a professional fighter walk in, who they were going to spar, and he was going to try to knock his fucking head off. And he wouldn't really wear headgear. The other guy would. He'd put in a mouthpiece, and they would just go. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I remember he's getting his hands wrapped up, and he looks at me and he goes, you want to be a fighter, huh? This is what I deal with. I was like, in practice on a Wednesday morning, you got this fucking monster coming in who's 6'6" and wants to kill you? What the fuck is this? And it wasn't like they were going to just move around. The guy was trying to knock his fucking head off. That's how you have to practice when you're a fighter.
Tough gig.
Like, keep that
In
shit.
training, they would.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Keep
But
that
aren't
shit.
you more of an asset? Why would you want to fuck up an asset?
Because the real fight's that.
Like the fight, they want to make practice as tough as possible so the fight's easy. If that makes sense.
Not really.
It's
Because that's the
it's
same thing when you
insane
talked
now.
about hitting gloves, because you're not really hitting gloves has nothing to do with the actual fight.
No.
No, you're right. But at that level, it's like they want to like put you in the worst case scenario so the fight's easy. That was what, 10, 15 years ago? Now the game's evolved where guys aren't going as hard.
Right.
CT's can be here in any minute now.
Brain trauma.
That's why I wear these pants.
That's what it is.
Do you have a big lasting injury?
No, nothing.
Maybe the only person I've ever met, the only athlete who played football that doesn't have any injuries.
Nothing. I don't have
It's
any,
nuts.
nothing.
How long did you play football?
I started playing tackle football when I was 6.
Will you be on my podcast?
Sure.
Can this be my podcast now?
You can have this.
Dude,
Howie.
why don't you come on and
But
be
for
a
every
permanent
dollar you
member?
make, you got to pay me too.
What?
So I'm taking notes.
Just come
from
on,
you.
be a permanent member. Just be
Of this?
Fighter and the Kid and
Here,
Howie.
just take my spot. I'm exhausted.
I'm enjoying this, and it's right next door. If you want me, I'm here.
Dude,
Yeah.
it'd be great to have you just come on.
all the time.
We should check in with you on
I could
wisdom
be the
from
new
Howie.
Theo Vaughn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wisdom from Howie.
Yes.
Really, yeah.
Does Jim have to wear a mask all the time?
Chin's about to pass out, Howie.
Are you?
I'm just a little hot now because the hot air is like going into
I
my
haven't heard you
face.
cough
Chin,
once.
you want my pants?
I purposely didn't cough for Howie.
Wait.
So-
But here's what I'm going to say. You purposely didn't cough for me.
Yeah.
So you were purposely coughing before? Like,
No,
under
before I was
control?
at ease. I was like,
You might
whatever,
have
I'll
been
do whatever
taken by
I
your
want.
celebrity. You might have been taken.
Yeah, I've
by
been a
your
fan of yours for a
celebrity.
long time, so.
Yeah.
You love me so much, you want to cough up a loogie for me?
Yeah,
I didn't
A
know you
simple
were out
hello or I enjoy your work would suffice.
All right,
But no.
Hey, do you ever get emotional on America's Got Talent?
Always.
You do, right?
I do.
I do.
Some of those.
I almost cry. I cry. I've cried a few times. There's wonderful things. Who's that? It's my wife. I'm right. Hello? I'm on the air. I'm on a podcast. I'm on the fighter. I'm on the Fighter and the Kid podcast, honey.
Okay, so I'll speak to you later. Then enjoy your podcast.
Okay, and are
How
we
do you-
still? It's
what-
not my podcast, though they invited me to be a regular.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I don't blame them. You are pretty good.
how do you guys make
He
your
needs more
relationship?
jobs.
They've been married 42 years. What's the secret?
What's the secret, Terry, to this relationship?
That you go on the road a lot.
Yeah, I'm not there.
That you're out of the house.
She's not here. Do you see her here?
No, that's the best.
I love you, honey. I planned another tour. Bye. Bye. Yes.
More money.
More, well, but it's more money and being away.
away, yes,
This
sir.
COVID almost fucked us up. I said, "You want to renew our vows?" Her vow was enough already.
Dude,
There's
that's
a
true. When
fucking
you're stuck
meadow.
in the house for that
Oh,
long.
man.
Oh, with me?
You didn't go anywhere.
No,
You-
nowhere,
did you-
nowhere.
Oh, my God.
That's where I found. That's what for 3 years ago. That's where I found holograms. I was looking for any way to go places without going places.
Wow. Yeah, you did. Well, you were just completely paranoid. I wasn't at all. I got it 3 times. But you
I
were,
got it. I've got it once.
You were afraid of it.
Did it hit you
No,
hard?
I'm afraid of giving it to others. Pardon me?
Did it hit you hard?
Not that hard. My biggest fear is not getting for COVID.
Yeah.
It was that I would give it to somebody that's somewhat compromised, and I would be responsible for somebody else's
Yes.
illness. I don't want to be responsible for you getting sick.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
That makes sense.
does it?
Yeah.
Good.
I think it depends on how you
old
look
people.
at it.
Or is that the only? There was only one current
No,
event.
we got more.
No,
Give
we
us
have
some more,
more.
James.
There's only one current event.
No, we have
That's it.
plenty. We have
I
plenty.
like
all
that
that's
you're
going on in
enjoying
the
this.
world.
Howie's all like relaxed and enjoying this.
Why are people not relaxed here?
No, you're great though.
good.
It's just, you know.
I know.
Oh, he
Tom
partnered
Brady
with
retired.
CPR.
So this is him partnering with American Heart Association to promote CPR training. But the beauty of this is just him in the video. Like, we thought he was kind of like, we thought he might have died. Something could have crazy happened.
Is he going to be able to
Well,
play
remember the
again? That's what I
conspiracy
care about.
thought he would like it was
Yeah,
fake.
remember,
Bills
'cause he was
faked it?
wearing a mask and a-
Sam
hoodie?
Tripoli's still convinced it might be a
No.
body double. I'm like, Sam, I am not having this conversation with
Play
you.
this, Jim.
Yeah, so here's the video of him talking.
What's up, everybody? It's D-Ham. Once again, I want to thank everybody for the love and support over these past few weeks. As you know, CPR saved my life earlier this year on the field. And CPR could easily save your life or someone you love. That's why I'm proud to announce that I'm partnering with the American Heart Association and kicking off the Mar Hamlin's 3 for Heart CPR Challenge. And of course,
So,
Hard top.
is he going to play again? Do we know?
I don't know.
That's what I care about.
I don't know.
Why
Yeah.
are you?
Well, you don't care that he's doing
No,
the good work
he's,
now.
he's
No, no.
finally talking. He's lucid. He's
I just
I
want
would
the young
imagine-
What
man.
is amazing
I
about
want
that?
that
So he was
young
brought
man.
back.
I want that young man to
That's
continue
amazing.
playing and
in like
making
6
money.
months, I'm sure he should be if he's this
Right.
good.
I would imagine. Right.
You were able to scan a video and know how he's doing physically. You have a sense.
Well, do we know
It's
why his
amazing that
heart
there's so many
stopped?
medical.
That might be a
people.
hologram.
What do you ask?
The larger question is: did he have a heart? Did they find a heart condition, or was it
heard.
Yeah.
I heard that he had this, or they're investigating, and they don't know. But when your heart is, you know, when your heart stops, not you, you guys probably
Yeah.
don't know. I have a heart issue, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. But when your heart stops, the thing they tell you to do, you have kids, and that is boom, you got to bang on the chest, right?
Get it going again.
Yeah.
Right. So what they were saying was that the timing of his heart beating and him making that hit,
The big
boom,
impact.
the same way, it stopped it.
Yeah.
So his heart stopped.
See my
So he,
eyes?
go ahead. What do you
got-
think?
You don't believe this?
I just have skeptical hippo eyes right now.
No, that's true to his
I
point because
believe
it
that.
happened to WWE guy.
It
He
did?
got
Okay.
slammed and because his point.
Got it.
The impact
It
stopped the
interfered
heart.
with the rhythm, the electrical impulse of his heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did
It
the
wasn't the
hitting though.
vaccine.
Doesn't matter. You can be alone and hit your own. You could Heimlich yourself
Yeah.
if you wanted.
I wonder I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. I'm pro-vaccine.
Where does this go
in
to
general.
vaccine?
Well, he got a
Get ready.
booster, and sometimes the COVID vaccine can cause inflammation of the heart for a short period of time.
So-
they look into that.
They're
Or it
looking
might
into
be-
everything. Nobody has said that. I'm giving you one of the
Yeah,
theories.
nobody-
I've heard those theories, so there's going to be theories.
Yours makes the most sense.
But
though.
did he
It's
have
happened
a-
before?
Yeah.
Does
Your-
he
your
have
theory
a?
makes
Does he have a heart issue? We'll find
That's
out.
what I wanna know,
Is
yeah.
he,
Or
is
will
he
we?
geared up?
Well,
you
I
will.
don't think we will. I don't think we'll find out. If I'm not saying it is, I'm not a conspiracy guy. If he did get vaccinated and he had whatever inflammation,
It's called
in the heart,
myocarditis.
we wouldn't find out about
it
that.
It can affect very small portions of the population, usually males.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, it's usually kids. Are they under 20?
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't know how old.
But
he
it's
is.
it's
Who
dangerous
knows?
to
Who
even
the fuck
discuss that. Here's
I
the
know it
point.
is. I
You know
know.
how
All of
many
it's
people?
dangerous.
I'm already-
all of
we're
it.
already getting
Yeah,
flagged
you could
for
take
that.
Tylenol. There are people that have had shit happen because of Tylenol.
Yes.
Bruce Lee
The
died
ama-
of aspirin.
Is that true?
Yeah,
I don't know.
aspirin and water. Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh,
He was
water.
allergic.
Yes,
People-
not the
Water and
aspirin.
People do die of
no,
aspirin.
He was allergic
People do
to
die of
aspirin. They
aspirin.
said. Yeah,
No,
Okay,
people
so
die of
that's the point. The point
Yeah.
is, if you can find
Don't take anything.
To answer your question is, we'll see if he actor and martial arts expert dies at age 32. It doesn't say
Look
from
at that.
aspirin.
Prescription painkiller.
Aspirin was his prescription.
Who
Brennan
knows what
Brennan
this
made
is?
that up.
No, I'm looking
But on
up
this
Jim.
podcast, we make things up. But it's a painkiller. You're right. I mean, you're technically right. It had aspirin in it. It was a prescription.
Cerebral edema.
Yeah.
50 years
I think he
later.
was poisoned by the Chinese mafia. You guys for
That's-
show-
that's the
They've been
conspiracy.
responsible
Exposing
now, nearly 50
the
years
Kung
later,
Fu
as reported
secrets.
by the Clinical Kidney Journal. The Kidney Journal reported on cerebral
known.
edema.
Maybe.
That's not. Isn't the kidney far from the?
excess.
It's all connected, Howie. It's all fucking connected.
Kidney and water, yeah. So you drink too much water.
I stopped reading the Clinical Kidney Journal when
I did too when they went.
I just
bad
read
on-
They
Variety
lost
and
me.
Hollywood
They lost me.
Reporter.
They got too woke for me.
What else you got, Chad?
Oh, what about
on,
Jeremy
let's
Renner?
see.
Let's check up on Jeremy.
Oh, he just posted this. This is like a little bit later, but he's
shit.
doing
Legs
yeah.
look-
He just
rehab.
posted that.
No,
that's an old post.
This is a little bit later.
His leg looks better, at least, I think.
His leg wasn't hurt. They ran over his chest.
No, and his legs. And his legs. You don't
No.
know, Howie.
No,
30 broken bones.
in his
My
chest.
God, 30 broken bones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an older thing that I just had up just in case. But
No,
then
that's
so-
old. That's old. That's
This
old
is not
news.
okay. This is also old, but there's a reason why I bring
Look
this
at a
up.
bunch of old shit, Chad.
Hold on.
A Pennsylvania family's dog was shot by a hunter who mistook it for a coyote.
Oh, we brought this up
We know.
before.
So we had a previous show where there was a woman that shot a husky, and she thought it was a wolf.
Oh my God.
So this now happened. This guy's walking his dog. A hunter actually mistook it for a coyote.
Yeah.
Shot it. The dog's name is Hunter as well. But the hunter
A
was able
hunter
to
shot
shoot
a
it.
hunter?
Yes. That's why it's
Wow.
kind of crazy. So I brought this up because,
It's like a Dick Cheney thing.
That dog.
but this actually kind of looks like a coyote. The other one looked like a husky.
Yeah.
So what is your point?
Here, I brought this up.
There's no point.
This one is a little more closer.
Hold on, Howie. Hold on.
A dog. So people go hunting. They'll leave their
Heard of
rifle in
it.
the.
I'm Jewish. I've never been hunting.
You get
I've
the
never been
point.
hunting either, but I can imagine this happens. So
Okay.
they
You ever
left.
heard of Come on, Moish. Let's catch a deer.
Come on, Moish.
I want to cough now.
Okay, go ahead. no, you
so-
coughed.
Don't cough.
I know.
You
I'm
coughed.
not
You tried.
gonna do it.
Go on.
So, unfortunately, I guess I don't know if hunters sometimes they're just kind of like lackadaisical or whatever, and they don't put the safety on,
Yeah.
or maybe some rifles don't have a safety. So this guy was hunting with his dog, and apparently it was in the bed of the truck, and the dog stepped on it in the perfect way to
Yeah.
where it shot the owner and killed him.
In the chest, right?
I think so, yeah.
What kind
Yeah.
of dog? What kind of dog was
That
it?
owner.
That's
owner,
not the one, that's not
that
the one.
owner probably had a shotgun that was loaded and primed.
It's definitely loaded,
and,
yeah.
And anybody who does that is like needs to understand.
But he's by himself. He probably didn't think his dog was
How
in
are
it.
you- never have a
fucking
loaded
guy's
gun
not
pointing
confused
towards you.
about a neighbor shot its owner's pet, and now he's connected that to another dog
It's all
that accidentally
dogs and
sat,
shootings.
that stepped accidentally on a rifle and killed the owner. That's two different stories.
You're right.
They don't combine together.
I know.
And those are the kind of confusing stories that made me stop my subscription to the
Kidney.
Kidney Journal.
Yep.
Oh my
I won't.
gosh.
No, you don't
You're
attach
right.
that.
Fucking right.
I am
Fuck
right.
those kidney journals.
So let's
Chin's
talk,
anti-dog.
let's talk about happiness. Happy stuff. now.
Anybody else get killed by their
But that
dog,
is a
Chin,
weird
or
way to
what?
So
die.
what is your
That's a
question?
weird way to get killed, by the way, when your dog shoots you, first of all.
It happened twice already.
It's
that
like
we
the
talked
guy
about.
that took the
Sometimes
both
your own
guys took their
people.
shotgun, held a rattlesnake down. And they're like, ha, got you, motherfucker. And you're looking at the rattlesnake. The problem was
Snakey's tail.
Snakey's tail got the show us how it did
Mm-hmm.
it. Show it. Here's the trigger. Got that snake. No, don't touch my dick though.
Oh, I thought it was a
no,
snake.
be the snake.
Oh, sorry.
Be the snake.
Why are your nuts rattling?
I know. That's what happens. And it pulled the trigger and they
spitting
blew their
venom.
faces off.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure you guys are excited about this, but
Chris Stapleton's
the
going to
Super Bowl, he's going to sing the national anthem, Babyface, and
Can he shave his beard or trim it a
no,
little
it's,
bit?
it's awesome.
No, it's Chris Staples.
Yeah,
All right.
Babyface will sing "America the Beautiful," and Cheryl Lee Ralph will sing "Lift
Babyface.
Every Voice." They're bringing some old school,
Old school.
vibes to it. So, but at least Chris Stapleton's singing the national
Who's your
anthem.
favorite musician, Howie? If you could be one front man, who do you?
I am a big fan of. Well, it's got to be like a front man. It's got to be
I don't
like
know. Who's your favorite band? Do you have one?
You want to be Steve Perry and Journey back in the day?
Oh, he's a good singer.
Robert Plant.
The best.
He is. I am a Rolling Stones fan. I go to every show they do.
Do you
Oh,
still?
wow.
Yeah, I went to
Still?
see them at SoFi.
They're a cover band
Not
of
the
themselves.
concert.
Still singing "Start Me Up," but still doing it.
You say
You,
cover
does
band?
that bother you?
They're a
that they
cover
sing-
band
the
of themselves. I
hits?
mean, they've been doing the hits for 40
Which
years.
I think we talked about on my podcast, which you can't do in comedy. I think that's what I give them credit for. I don't want to go see a band that
I'm
I
high on
love
this.
and hear their new
No.
album or their new releases.
Give me the
This
hits.
is why I love him. And Mick Jagger gives you hits, and he is like an animatronic. He's like
yeah.
not real.
He's 80s.
He's a
just
man.
doing
You
it.
talk about
Still
being a
doing
shit.
it.
And he had a heart issue.
He did.
Didn't he have open heart surgery
I don't know. He
before the
trains like
last
an
tour?
Olympic athlete. Look that
See if
up.
he had it. Didn't he have open heart surgery? He had a bypass.
Did he sing "Sympathy for the Devil"? One of the greatest songs ever written. By
Name
the
a
way.
hit.
Last
They sung
time
it, Brian.
they've sang it all. Didn't he
Right?
just have heart surgery?
Oh, he had the aortic valve replacement.
2020.
Aortic.
Yeah, in 2020, and then still went out and probably put on 6 miles on stage.
Oh yeah. unbelievable. Man.
He's amazing.
He actually does train like he runs something like fucking a marathon a day or something insane.
Yeah, probably not a
Skinny.
day though, right?
Okay.
You exaggerate.
Little much? A little too much? Okay.
You missed that aortic.
Yeah.
What else? What else you watching?
How many more do you want?
A lot.
Give us a good
I
one.
like that.
Okay,
Oh, those aren't good.
this is not okay.
Not
So
good.
this is I'm telling you right now.
We're critiquing you. It's
I
not
know.
about
It's
what
not
do you
the
think's
best.
interesting. Let's see what you think is interesting.
So I think Vin Diesel's super interesting. Whenever he puts Instagram posts out,
Yep,
it's
I
always
agree.
kind of crazy and kind of weird.
I agree.
So have you guys ever watched? I'm sure
He's
you guys
my
watched-
favorite singer. You know, he does.
He does.
He's a DJ.
He does.
He's a DJ and a singer.
sings,
yeah.
Yes.
And he's an amazing voiceover artist.
He's
too. So-
hilarious.
You know, he works with Steve Aoki.
Does he?
Did he?
Yes.
That
I
tracks.
think he recorded with him, Steve Aoki,
Wow.
didn't he?
That tracks.
Yeah, I think he did.
All right, let's
Yeah.
see what he has.
So
to
this
say
is just him talking about his role in Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you guys watch Guardians of the Galaxy, he plays a character named Groot.
Yeah.
And Groot,
says
all it does,
Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot. And
Yeah.
they manipulate it through, mixing engineering. So this is him talking about Groot.
It's CGI.
Very proud to be a part of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm very excited for you
Back up.
all to see it. The talent is amazing.
It's got really short
What
arms.
you guys would never suspect is that for each of those lines, they provide like a monologue of what all the other characters hear. And that is profound and very, very cool. So grateful to be able to play these iconic characters. I'm on the line.
So basically, the reason why I think this is so funny is because he's making this huge deal about playing the character of Groot.
And all
And
he
all
says
he
is,
does is, I
"I'm
am Groot.
Groot." Yeah.
I am Groot.
Yeah, he's
But he's telling you there's a lot of
strange.
backstory.
What's his
The
background? I think
monologues-
he's Jewish and black, isn't he? Isn't he a combination?
He's
of both?
half black for sure. Yeah.
half black, half Jewish,
All
I'm not sure if
bald.
it's true.
and all bald. He's the black/Jewish version of Howie Mandel. Fair, right?
I wouldn't say unfair. I'd say
got
fair.
some
I'm fair. I think it's fair. I think you're being fair.
Vin Diesel.
That's not his real name, obviously.
His mother is English, German,
Scottish.
Okay.
Scottish.
All right.
Close, Brian.
Okay.
There's
Black
no
and Jewish. Nothing on there
Okay.
says black and
All
Jewish, right?
Just black and English, German,
Well,
Scottish.
Scottish. Scottish is close to
Okay.
Jewish.
His father's Irving H. Vincent, which is a Jewish name.
Irvin. It's like Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz.
His father was Jewish.
Yes.
Yes.
And his name, he's such a cool guy, but he has such
He's
a
amazing.
like a goofy Jewish name, right? Lenny
No, I know
Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz.
It's not the.
It's
you
like
wouldn't-
it's
sounds
an
cool,
accountant's
though.
name. My accountant Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
You know,
It sounds cool though, right? Now,
No.
because you think of Lennon before it did it.
the fact
his
that he's
name
a-
is not cool.
the fact that he's
he
one of
is
the cool.
cool.
He's one of the coolest rock stars ever.
Lenny
His
Kravitz.
name is
Lenny
Lenny
wears his
Kravitz.
pants. Lenny
would wear
He
them.
sounds like the caterer. Who catered the bar mitzvah? We got our buns from Lenny Kravitz.
I know people who know him and have nothing but great things to say about him. Very,
He's an
very
incredible
good guy.
talent.
Yeah.
Oh, Howie Mandel.
Oh,
He's
look at
Jewish.
that.
Shouldn't
look at
say,
that.
get me out of these.
No, no. If you guys want more, we got more.
No, it's all good.
No, it's all right.
4 dates.
I mean, I'd love another.
I don't know where I'm going to be.
Oh, yeah.
You're February 4th.
When does this come out?
You're in Staten
Tonight?
Island?
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 12
Does this
p.m.
come out tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
12 p.m. Tuesday,
Oh,
Thursday,
tomorrow
12 p.m.
noon.
Oh, wow. I wish I knew that. And you're going to be on mine. So let's.
Talking about Modestus, Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night I'll be in
Modesto.
Modesto. Or Friday night?
Saturday.
Yeah, it says February 4th, so
February
on Saturday.
4th,
Yeah, I'll be in Modesto
California.
at some theater.
St. George Theater, Staten Island, New York, May
Yeah, it's
11th.
fun. Yeah.
Morrisontown, New Jersey,
Yeah.
May 12th.
Yeah.
Westbury, New York, November 19th.
And then I'm going to be there. I
Wednesday.
go to just about every show I do. I'm a huge fan. It's amazing.
Is it you or is it a hologram, Howie?
Come and find out.
How-
You know
Bring
what?
it
If you
full
could smell me, it's
circle
me.
there.
It's all me. It's all me. It's all me. So come this weekend.
Now, what are you going to do? What does a man like you do the rest of the day?
Today?
Yeah.
This is not a full day thing? Is this over?
You're going to hang out with us.
I have to
marathon
come.
guy.
I didn't make another plan.
No, you're
We're
going
not
to
going
try.
to lunch?
You're
My
going
wife doesn't want me to
You're
come
going to
home.
race Brendan. You're going to have
What?
a foot race with Brendan.
Oh, yeah.
And if he catches you, though,
Do you still run fast, do you think?
Last time I tried doing a 40, I blew out both my hamstrings.
I'll beat you.
although he did pull a truck
Well, that's not the
3
same as
seconds slower than the strongest man in the world. And he also
Do you still work out?
Yeah, not like I used to. Like I ride bikes now.
What is that?
Just ride bikes.
That's a workout?
Yeah. I'll ride for 30 miles, 40 miles.
Oh,
Yeah.
up a hill?
Yeah, hills, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ride bikes sometimes.
Do you road bike?
I do, but it hurts my nuts.
Oh, me too. Oh, I'm sore right now. My cheeks. My
Well,
nuts.
that's from wool pants.
No, I'm hot. These are hot.
Hot and sore.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank God you're married.
But my hamstrings are.
I have a salve. Oh, your hamstrings are all warm.
You bring salve with you?
I have a salve for his lower body. I'm a real friend, and I apply it on days like this. Yeah.
Then maybe I should leave.
No. You should secure his hips.
I was like, no, I need
Bring
to-
the videotape.
Secure his hips.
Yeah. His hips get wiggly when I'm
All
applying
right.
the salve.
Anyway, come see me this weekend. Listen to Howie Mandel does stuff. Subscribe. How many?
I'm on
can
your pod.
subscribers-
When am I coming out on your podcast?
Then we'll do that Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm looking maybe.
Tuesday.
This Tuesday.
He said,
Yeah, because I didn't know.
The great Brian.
No, it
Callen.
will be. It
I'm
Tuesday.
not sure when this was going to air, so I'd like it Tuesday.
Tuesday.
There you go.
There you go.
So Tuesday, listen to Brian on mine. When you're going to come on mine?
Let me know when.
Come this week. What you tell me
I leave town Friday.
when you're back. Friday's tomorrow, right?
No,
Or
tomorrow's
Friday's 2 days.
Thursday.
When you come
It is
back.
tomorrow.
Come back Sunday. Next week. Let's do it next week.
Let's
I'm not
do it
on the
next
road.
week. Set it up.
Whoever reached out to me, reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
talk after the show
Yeah,
for sure.
we'll figure it out.
We'll talk after the show.
No, just to set up the
No. We shouldn't be talking during a podcast.
Yeah, if we're gonna
You're
talk-
right. Let's have a moment. Let's close with like just a moment of silence. People don't
Might
do
as
that.
well. Let me-
give your listeners and viewers time to take this time to subscribe.
you know
I
what?
like
I
that.
got-
But you know what I need to do?
What?
I'll be in Springfield, Missouri this Friday, Saturday. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Those are almost sold out. Naples, Florida, February 16th, 18th. Bakersfield's one night. That thing's almost sold out. February 23rd. Brea, I'm only doing one night. Brea Improv, 2 shows. March 3rd, that's a Friday. Saturday, I have Fight Companion, so I can't do a show on Saturday. So go get your tickets, thickboy.com.
Brian Callen will be in Edmonton. I'll be in Howie Mandel's home country.
Fantastic.
The comic strip, Edmonton, February 23, 24, 25. Nashville, Tennessee. Zanies, March 2, 3, and 4. New York, Sony Hall, March 11th. West Nyack, New York.
Howie, we didn't even talk about your fish tank, dude.
Have me back.
You got to
what?
come back.
I have-
You know what? I'll save it for your show.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk
There we
fish.
go.
I would talk fish with you.
Let's do it. All right. Howie Mandel. Love you, man.
Howie Mandel.